what's going on? Good afternoon. My name is Chastity Buckley. I'm the host of Midnight R&B Edition, homage to Midnight Love BET, where I give all my flowers to all my R&B artists, singers, songwriters, and producers, y'all. But y'all know today is a special day for me and JR. I am honored to talk about, and y'all, look, and today is the 25th anniversary of this body of work, Never Say Never. Hey, Timogen, what's going on? We got people in the chat. Hey, y'all. Like, Gerald, this is amazing. Like, I cannot believe this album is 25 years old. Can you believe it?
We old, girl.
Yeah, we old as hell. I can kind of remember the days when the rollout came through, but I mean...
Oh, honey, I was there. Oh, there. And of age to be there.
Oh, no, we can't do it. It's only one per guest. Maybe if I go on IG, we'll see. Like I said, I don't know, because like I said, right now I got so much going on. We have to see. But thank y'all so much for... Like, hey, Kate, look, okay, 25 years is crazy. Okay, look.
Y'all coming through the spot. That's what I'm talking about.
Look, you was 18, 17? Oh, look, I was 8.
12.
Whatever, JR. You tried it. Look, y'all tried it because we laughed, but don't do that to me. Well, we last. I'm a female. Look.
That's why we know. That's why we knew when the rollout and how big it was compared to that next album she came out with.
Don't start. Look, you started already, John. Let's talk about since we are getting ready to talk about Never Say Never. Well, we want to talk about Brandy's career. What I want to ask you now, since you're on my platform, and I know I wanted to say this before we do get started, y'all. I want to thank you and Elise so much for I don't want to get teary-eyed.
Right. Oh, well, it's probably going to happen, so yeah.
Please, Lord, I hope you... Look at him to say, there he go, exactly. That's why he But, no, y'all, I want to thank you and Elise from the bottom of my heart for really, really making me open up and be honest about this album.
Ooh.
But this album saved my life.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you and Elise for having a platform to let me speak my truth, because I kept that for I did y'all episode last year, so 2022, I kept that for 5 years. Nobody never knew.
Wow. But see, that's how comfortable we are with each other. You know what I mean?
Very true.
I mean, technically we knew it because we talk all the time.
I didn't really too much tell you though, John.
No, you didn't go in about it the way you did on the show, but you kind of gave me a little nitpick of it. Like you didn't.
Yeah.
You gave me a little nitpick. You didn't give me everything.
You, like, deep in what happened.
Yeah, you know that's why I was looking at you the whole time, like, yo, she's really telling the whole thing. Like,
I'm telling it all, honey.
Yes. Nobody can never tell your truth, baby. Nah.
Yeah. And I feel that for me, when I did speak my truth, it made me be honest and be happy and be free. Because a lot of people can't do that. So it's just for me, I want to let you and Elise know, because I know right now she has a lot of stuff going on, but tell her from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
I love my girl. I love her, y'all. Just send some prayers up for Elise today, for real. You know what I mean? Her spirit is kind of low, so show her some love, man, for real.
Yeah. Okay, bro. So now, since we are talking about, the celebration of this beautiful body of work, Never Say Never. Yes. I have to come in, show all my glory, all my love.
She acts like she the only one. Okay.
Yeah, I am. Look. But I want to ask you, bro. Yes. When was the first time you heard Brandy?
Oh my God. I mean, technically the first time I heard her when she did Respect on Thea. No, I'm lying. When she did You Bring Me Joy on Thea. And Thea was looking at her with an attitude. Catch it. And so I was like, yo, she's dope. But then when she did Respect on the birthday joint, I was like, yo, this, not knowing that Brandy was already in the makings of this debut. The braids was there, all that stuff. So she was already signed. I think Brandy was ready to go. Yeah. And then when I heard I Want to Be Down, I was like, yo, who the heck is this little girl? Like, mind you, I'm a little kid, but I'm like, this a little girl singing like this? Like, who is singing like this? And then from there, I was a fan. I was a fan of her. Like, this is still 94, so y'all know I'm a lover of Mary J. Blige, so she was my girl. Yep. Janet had just came out with the Janet album, so that's what I was focusing on. A lot of hip-hop was going on. My girl's SWV, who Brandy was inspired by. And so I was all in that. And then after she came out with Sitting in My Room, I said, yeah, this girl is different. She's different. She ain't that. And then once she came out with this big kahuna hair, I said, baby, yeah, I'm a fan. I ain't no stan, but I'm a deep fan. For real, for real.
So, bro, okay, so I'm kind of going back on you, like, since you interviewed me, I had to interview you.
Oh, so, my God.
but bro, even with that transition, like when you first got to know Brandy, did you feel like she was going to be something when she first came out?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Because
okay, tell me your insight on that, Gerald. How did you kind of foresee that for her?
You know what? It was because with Brandy, Aaliyah was out first.
Yeah.
And Tevin was still killing things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was just her live performances.
Yeah.
It was like when she did Broken Hearted on Video Soul, I said, oh man, like she's singing like a grown ass woman. You know what I mean? Like
the solo version.
The solo version, yes, not with who this album is about. Catch it. And so when I heard that, I said, yeah, this girl is. I'm like, Ali, you got somebody coming for your neck on the real, for real. And once she came with Baby, it was like, and then she did Best Friend, and then Broken Heart. It was like she couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And then once she came with the sitting up in my room, it was like, that's it, baby. That was it. That was it. It was like you saw it. Like you saw the you saw it. Like you saw where it was going. And baby, man, that's why when she came with Never Say Never, it was like, ooh, where are we going with it? Because the first album was so focused on her vocally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For you Full Moon fans. I'm not throwing no shade, but I'm just saying, if you want to technically be honest, the debut, she just came in singing. It was shout out to Kippa and what they were doing with it, but we were paying attention to this.
Yeah.
That was the focus. It was like, this girl is singing differently than anybody else.
She's
giving you a lot of Whitney-isms. She's giving you a lot of Coco-isms. She's giving you a lot of those girls. So when it was time for her to get this second album, it was like, how is she gonna move? Where's she going with it? You know what I mean? And that's why this album kind of changed everything, because production wise, the production shined, but so did Brandy's vocals too. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I said the same thing too, John. It's like for me, and everybody kind of knows the story. The first time I met Brandy was when I was 5 with the cassette tape, Being Bad. Heard it, changed my life, and it was just it. Tim just saying, y'all, in the chat, he said Fumu was solid, but it was never. But it was Never Say Never her debut album for me.
And hold on one second, Timogen, can you text Neltron, please? Because he's texting me like crazy and I can't respond. So please tell him that we are on YouTube Live, please. Thank you. That's your brother, Chastity. That listen.
I already got on me today. But no, but I agree with you 100%. I think for me, like I said, for me to hear her voice at such a young age, it was intriguing because, like I said, I didn't know really too much about singers. You know, when you're young, you just hear stuff on the radio and just keep it moving. But I think for me, it just captured me and it stopped me in my tracks.
Right.
Honestly, I don't know. God knows. I don't know why, but God did it and it was rap. So when I learned about who she was, and like you said, I love you said, she had a blueprint. Like she was following Whitney's blueprint. And it made sense because as soon as she did that, then she did Moesha. Then she did the others. Like literally, like you said, once she did Cinderella and Moesha, it was a wrap. Like Brandy was everywhere. And I want people to understand this too. And I'm gonna say this blatantly clear. When I was growing up, John, mind you, I'm like 6 or 7 when Brandy is literally like Wait Till Tell comes out and all this stuff like that. But JR, I used to see that girl on my TV screen every goddamn day. Do you hear me? That girl was powerful. And for me at a young age to see that at 7 and 8, that spoke volumes because I knew she was the one. I always knew she was the one. Right. And seeing that Cinderella thing for me, and I know now since we're in 2023 and everybody's so inspired by the Little Mermaid with Halle Bailey, but Brandy is the reason why that girl could walk. And let's be real about that.
That's very true.
Brandy went in every lane. She went
Yep.
into the mainstream lane. She went into the R&B lane. That girl, like you said, L Dub, she was everywhere. Brandy was the one. Okay, thank you, Asia. And then Katie saying this was the album that she found her sound. If she had something similar to the first album, it would not have hit the same way.
It would not hit because, first of all, she was grown. She was 18.
I agree.
So why would she be singing "I Want to Be Down"? That don't make sense.
But I think, Gerald, I think for a lot of us, when we get so caught up in our first time with our first artist, people get so drawn into that debut.
That's
they
true.
want to be drawn into the same formula. But I think what it was, and like I love what Brandy said this too. I love she said that Aaliyah was the reason why she needed to change her sound. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. She said it. She was like, Aaliyah was the one. Like, she inspired me to go. And Gerald, who's thanked in this album? Aaliyah.
Yep.
She thanked this album. So for her to be inspired by that, but not that she did her own thing with Rodney, Fred, and LaShawn. That triple three, come on.
Knowing that Rodney had worked with Aaliyah on that project.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But once your first album comes out, this is an album that you kind of made your whole life.
Correct.
You know, your whole life is in that first project.
Yep.
So you're not completely an artist yet.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So now you got these songs, you're living them, you're singing them all the time, you're becoming that, but then you're growing. You know what I mean? You're growing. So now she's growing artistically. She want to do some new things because she wanted to work with Missy and Timberlake.
She did.
She wanted to work with them. But Craig said, I don't think so, from Atlantic. He said, no. We need to find you your own. And she found the Rodney. And Rodney, then Brandy had to deal with a lot of things, and she was becoming an artist in her own right. And she needed that person that was just as hungry as her, because your second album, you got something to prove.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So she was like, yo, I want to come with this album, and I want to get somebody just as hungry as me. Rodney was hungry. He was hungry. You hear me?
Speaking, John, because let's be real, they had an article came out 5 years ago on the 20th anniversary. Rodney and them niece had said they really were really grinding to get this. And mind you, guess how old she was? She was 6.
Yeah, when you around it all, you see it.
But a lot of people don't think that never say never. People that young can remember an album like that.
Come on, y'all. Come on. My Life came out in 94 and I was only 8.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I remember it. Like, you remember stuff that hits. You know what I'm saying? And obviously it hit her. And again, Brandy was becoming that artist. She was being an artist, and she needed her wings to shine. You know what I mean? Because now it's all about the production. People were paying more attention to producers at this time.
Yep.
It was no longer just the artist. Because that's like my mom said, when she back then, they thought the artist wrote it. They thought the artist produced it. They thought all of that. So now this is the time where producers are starting to get noticed. Thanks to Dave Hall. Thanks to Tim and Bob. Thanks to Brian Alexander Morgan. Thanks to
Devontae Swing.
They switched that because everybody, the only people that was talking about was Teddy and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and Babyface and L.A. Reid. That's what everybody was talking about. Yep. But now the producers are starting to get love. So now everybody is like, oh, Timberland produced that album? Well, technically, he didn't produce the whole 1 in a Million album, catch it. And like, he didn't. So, but you started seeing sounds and producers are starting to get love. So Brandy needed that. She needed somebody just as hungry as her. And they were hungry. And that's why we got an amazing body of work.
You better read up. We got people in the chat saying, what did Dub say? Dub said that music, film, TV, and endorsements. I just said Brandy was the one. Kate said period, because people like to play in her face. They do. And I don't be liking that.
Yeah, they do.
And Mike said this was before Coco Jones, Chloe, and Halle, etc. Talking about the girls.
Facts, Mike.
And Dub said she set the tone for what a black pop star could be. I agree, because y'all, what do we say about that?
Yes, because
who was inspired by that album? The Never Say Never.
Everybody and their mama.
That part. I mean, I agree, bro. I agree.
Everybody, because once her and Rodney came with that sound, everybody wanted it. Mm-hmm. So by the time she came out with the next album, people think she was copying the sound that she brought out.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Thank you, Montrez. Brandy was in skateboard during 98 through 99. Well, 98 to 2000. I'm going to have another year because 2000, You Don't Know Me was coming out too. So it's like, Josh, she had like a 2-year run, 2 to 3 year run.
Yes, she did. Thank
you, Jared was about to say, that's why I was waiting for Jared to say, even Britney Spears credits in it. And yeah, Jared says that.
And so did Christina Aguilera on her Behind the Music. Her producer said when we would like time to do ad-libs.
Hey now, Tron.
By the time Christina wanted to do ad-libs, she would put on Never Say Never just to listen to Brandy's ad-libs to know what to ad-lib in her debut.
That part.
So Never Say Never crossed over big time. When you had the teeny boppers, you know what I'm saying, was loving Never Say Never. Because any interview Britney was doing at that time, they was like, what are you listening to right now? She'd be like, Brandy's Never Say Never.
Ooh.
I mean, what more need to be said? Britney Spears is the pop princess at this time. And you got her talking about Never Say Never, a truly R&B album that, I mean, they use for her anyway, but I'm...
The Blueprint, okay, come on, 20 minutes so I asked this lady. Hey, Jamal, talking about Brandy been the Blueprint since 18 years old. Gerald said that, he just said that.
Technically, she been the Blueprint since she was 15, but I'm going to leave it there.
But, y'all, I agree with you, too, because, and I want to say this, like, the impact I feel that Never Say Never did, it's not even on music, culturally just changed everything. Because everybody wanted to be like Brandy. Like, I was literally there. Like, I remember a little bit of the rollout, but I remember when The Boy's Mind hit on fucking TV, that shit was everywhere. You could not.
Let me tell you something.
Played that over and over. And I'm 8 watching this.
Let me tell you something. When The Boy's Mind rolled out, it was every freaking where. That's why it was number 1 for 13 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was everywhere. Like, it was, like, me, Timogen knows this for sure.
If you was 12, so New York,
listening to a New York radio station, you heard it on Hot 97, you heard it on BLS, you heard it on, you heard it on Z100, you heard it on KTU, you heard it on everywhere. 98.3. That is they listen to at their desk. You know, they listen to that at their desk at work, and that's the only station that you can get in at your job. They was playing The Boy's Mind on that too. So it was like, it was everywhere. You could not escape The Boy's Mind. The summer banger. Like, no, everybody was playing.
Yeah, I'm leaving 3rd grade, going to 4th grade, and that song's still playing.
Right, real, y'all. For real, because it came out in what, May?
In early June. Well, in the May, it went to number 1 in early June.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it was like that album. I was coming out of the summer.
Yeah,
coming out of school, going out of the 7th grade, right?
Going to 8th,
going into the 8th, and it's still hot. Like. Like, like what the hell? Like, it was, that song, you could not escape it. Because at first, and if my mother was in here, I know she'll be coming here later, because she probably gonna read how much I played this album out for her. But I remember when it first came out, it was like, you knew it was Brandy, but I remember BLS not even saying that it was Monica.
Yeah, you did say that.
They didn't. Like, you just heard it, and it was just like, who is this? So me and my mom thought it was Countess, to be honest. We thought it was Countess Vaughn. We was like, oh, Countess. And me and my mother was like, well, it do make sense. They is beefing right now. So we was like, okay, back and forth. Yep. But then when you finally listened to it, I was like, wait a minute, that ain't no Countess. I was like, oh, that is Monica's 45-year-old having singing self. What? I was like, what? That is her. And then you realize it was like they were the same age. It made sense. It made sense. And it was just everywhere. You could not escape The Boy's Mind. It was just ridiculous. Like, whoo, Lord. You had to be there. If you wasn't there, you knew what About Us was doing, but you didn't know about what The Boy's Mind was doing.
Okay, because baby, I'm telling you, and then mind you, y'all, I'm a little girl watching this play out. So when you have an 8-year-old, and I'm happy when that girl did the article back on, I think it was a Vibe, her Rodney Jerkins' niece, and talked about her experience with Never Say Never. She said I was 6 years old and I seen the process.
So when you had sent me that, yes.
And yeah. She said she's seen everything. So when a mindset like that from a 6-year-old, and y'all, this is the pre-stages before it even comes out. And she remembers this, and y'all, at that time it was the 20th anniversary. So just imagine 25 years, she probably got more details on what she's seen now more than ever.
Yeah, that's true.
For her to still remember that in her memory, like that speaks volumes, because what Never Say Never did, it was something special, y'all. Like, it was something special that we've never seen before. And I love what Tracy said on the episode. And I want to shout out Tracy Hill, our girl Tracy Hill. Like,
hey girl,
angel in disguise. Child, don't get me started on that.
Lord have mercy. Lord. Angel in disguise. What can you say? Oh, we getting into the album, or we staying on the impact?
The impact right now, then we get to the album. But
okay, then we get to the album.
The impact of it, like, was just out of this world. And then it was going to 99 with double platinum. And y'all, that's not really wanted to get that album, was in 99. Because Lauren had me on lock.
Oh, well, let me tell you something about when I wanted this album. When I heard The Boy Is Mine, one thing about my family, we were not singles getting. You know what I mean? We didn't get singles. We got bodies of work. But this is the one time, even my mother was like, we need to get The Boy Is Mine. Like, we need to get this joint so we can play it. So I never forget, God bless R.I.P. to Desmond. God bless him. I remember his sister came up for the summer. Yeah. And she came up. And when she came up, we was all singing The Boy Is Mine. You know what I'm saying? I was always Brandy because I always had the voice, just saying. So I remember my mother was like, after work, I'm going to go cop it. And this is on a Friday. So this was definitely before the album came out. And me and mom came home, and we walking up the stairs, and we hear The Boy Is Mine playing. Like, we hear it blasting. So we like, what? We know this ain't my grandma playing this joint, and we know this ain't my grandpa. We walked in the house. Desmond and Chris, they said, aha, we got the cassette.
Oh, I know you was hot as fish grease, y'all.
No, I wasn't. I said, just keep playing it. Thank you. just keep playing it. You know what I mean? And that's how just hot it was. And it was just like, we wanted to get it. And Desmond got it for his sister because she wanted to get the black cassette. You know what I'm saying? It was a black cassette with, the small joint with Brandy and Monica on it. And we just played it. And I mean, technically, we didn't even really have to play it a lot because when you turned on the radio, it was always there. That just chose to show you that, Brandy about to come out. She coming out with something because this rollout is ridiculous. Like,
that's rollout is funny. John, they're trying to be funny in the chat. I said, Deltron, what you trying to say? He laughing
at us. He finally just got up in here. Don't make me read. Yes, Imogen, the black.
I love what Jamal said.
They would never know.
They would never know. And Jamal said, Never Say Never is the same age as me. Experiencing it in, like you guys, is a gift. Oh, yeah, honey, baby. We had a ball.
Baby. That's what I be trying to tell people. We were there. Like, we were there for the rollout. We was there once people got it. It was like, yo, everybody wanted this record. Everybody wanted this record. It was like, Hot 97 was promoting it. Yep. Freaking, Z100 was promoting it. When you go over to Z100, that's when you knew that you was it. You know what I mean? And people was promoting it. You saw Brandy. The street teams was everywhere. It was crazy. Atlantic Records put out, like, they put all the stops around this album. Like, for real. So you knew when you got this album, it had better be good. Like, as much as promo and all that they were putting behind it. You know what I mean? With Brandy y'all remember when she did the ultrasound?
Oh, yeah.
On MTV. And when she did that and they interviewed her and she was kind of, you was hearing kind of songs from it, but you wasn't hearing whole songs. You know what I mean? And she was just talking about her transition to where she is. She was like, I would do what my first time, I wouldn't do what I do now. Like, I'm not saying, baby, baby, I want to be down. She said, the boy is mine, period. I said, oh, who you talking to, girl? I want to be a freak until minute.
Well, we know who she was talking to because you didn't say the song. But, John, look, this was the, like, I like what I said. I said this was the first album I was gifted where I didn't have to share with the house. John, like JR, I can listen to it in my own CD player, okay?
Come on. Come on.
Dub said, this was the first album I ever owned. Played it so much it wore out, and I had to buy another copy. When he bought
I brought Never Say Never over about 20 times.
Yeah, I bought it about 3 times already. Mike said, who remembers the Moesha meets Brandy episode after the album came out? Oh, yeah, that was...
Yeah, see? You see how much of an impact it was?
When, Joe, didn't we talk about that at the end of the episode? I said it was a genius marketing strategy. Like, and I guess now we can talk about the album now in its entirety. Like,
okay.
That job. When you found out, it's going to be real. When you found out that this album was about Wanye, how did you feel?
I wasn't surprised. I mean,
oh wow, you wasn't surprised.
I wasn't surprised. Okay, so see, back then there was no shade room.
Nope.
There was none of that. It was just what you were hearing from the streets. And Timogen is up in here, so he know we New Yorkers. We had Miss Wendy Williams.
Knew everything.
No, we had Miss Wendy Williams. Enough said. Enough said. We had Wendy Williams. She knew everybody's tea. She knew. Let me tell you something. The Wendy that y'all got now on TV don't compare what Wendy was on the radio.
She was
even worse.
She was something.
She was something. What did Robin tell her when she was on her show?
She said
we wanted to come out and find you, and we stayed low key for you to come out of that building. Like, we were ready to. Wendy knew everybody's tea. You know what I'm saying? So when this album came out and we knew all of it was about Wanye, it was like, well, us New Yorkers, well, the tri-state area, it was like, okay, we do.
I know, John. You know what's funny? I'm gonna be real. I didn't know it was about Wanye. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know it was about Wanye. I think maybe until the full moon era. Now, not throwing shade at full moon, but you know when she was coming back at the time and she was pregnant, she was going through a lot talking about her.
Yeah.
Time would never say never. Like they were kind of going back because I knew she had dated Mace too. So I'm like, is this damn album about Mace? What the hell is going on? Because at that time,
it was 2 songs about him.
Huh? Oh,
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was 1 song about him.
Never say never, but yeah, that's how
that part. I mean, look, she even said it on the show. Remember on Moesha when they had Niecy say, "Oh, Hakeem," because Hakeem thought he was dating Brandy, and she was like, Hakeem, she's dating May. She ain't think about you."
Right, that boy. That was a damn good way too. But
and come on, look in the line of those people. She bigs up Harlem World. Like, come on, like, read the line of those people. Look, the liner notes will tell you everything you need to know.
Please, y'all, like reading the liner notes, it says a lot. And it's not the point of exposing, it's the point is they're being honest and truthful.
Right.
Truthfully and next.
Catch it all.
But in all honesty, y'all, when I did find out it was about Wanye,
yeah,
I was shocked. But then I think at the same time I wonder why she felt the way she felt. So when we did get there,
love you, bro. I love you, bro. I'm sorry. You know me. I love you, though. I love you.
No, we
love you. No mess from him because it was his birthday, y'all. Happy belated. It's our brother.
We love you, Neltron. But no, yes. but no, y'all. When I did and I listened to that album in 2005, so I finally got the album in 2005, and I felt so emotional because I was like, wow. I kind of understood a little bit in 2005 what it was, but I think for me, y'all, I was so into the album, I just loved how the way she sung it. Because she was coming from the heart. You know what I'm saying? And for her to let all these emotions and all these feelings, I was like, wow, she really was in love. I was like, damn.
But you could tell that this album is very dark.
Oh, it's very dark.
Right? But Brandy's image was not dark.
No, it was not.
So that's why you got her smiling on the back.
She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful.
You got her smiling on the back. You just got her, you just see her eyes. Like, you just got her eyes, and Brandy made sure I'm the queen of the braids. Know that. And I love you, Janet. I love you, Janet. But man, but she it she couldn't have a dark album because she couldn't have a dark image.
Yeah, I agree.
So when you're listening to this album and you like, ooh, this album got depth. Like it got, ooh, it's heavy. Yeah. It's real heavy. It's like, wait a minute, girl. This girl going through some shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just like.
So, y'all, you knew from the first listen she was going through something.
Absolutely. Y'all know me. I'm an emotional listener. That's me. So the first thing you're gonna get me is with emotion. That's what you're gonna get to me. You know what I mean? And come on, the first 5 songs and letting you know off the break, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's crazy, y'all? Right. I knew from fucking Angel in the Sky something wasn't right because I'm like, she going in. I'm like, who is Brandy talking about? I think she's talking about Mace. But as I got older, I'm like, this is about 1 year all day, every day.
Yes. Like, oh, yes. Oh, yes. Come on. And like Elise said in the show, with Angel in Disguise, she's really saying devil in disguise.
She is.
If you really read it lyrically, she's saying devil in disguise. But Brandy's image will never let her say no devil in disguise. So I'm going to be cute and I'm going to say angel in disguise. Even though Brandy is saying, bitch, you ain't no angel, bitch. That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying on the low-low.
Child, and honestly, I was going to say that on the show, but I said, child, we need to keep this kid friendly. I'm not doing it at all because I was going to go there on y'all episode. I said, look, I'm trying to be nice. I said, I was trying to have Brandy, I'm going to have Brandy back on this, but I said, look, this ain't my battle. I was 8 years old, so I don't want no smoke from you, Adina. Good day, girl.
Yes, yes. Brandy basically, and then Brandy was basically puffing her chest out. She was. You know what I mean? And Brandy was letting it be known, and Sylvia Rhone actually chose her and did not choose.
And you know what, y'all? I love, and you said this about here, but you love when they do it on wax. Why did you love that Brandy did it on wax and not do it out and like show her face?
Because I think that's corny. I think that's corny to me. Like, this was make you an artist to me. Yep. Show, just put it in the music.
Come on.
You don't need to, like, this generation now. Like, let's expose you. Right. Let me put a tweet out about you. Let me put a video about you. Show me that you're great as an artist, that you can write it in a song and make me be like, ooh, damn. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Brandy did. That's exactly what she did. She was like, I ain't gonna answer that girl. I ain't even gonna answer her. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm gonna put all my feelings and all this into this album here. And hey, y'all get it or you don't. But it's therapy for me.
Amen.
You know what I mean? It's therapy for me. And that's what it was. And that's why I, like, Brandy, bow down to her. Because it's like, I don't got time to be spilling no drama in no magazines. Even though she did with the whole Countess thing. I didn't like that. But they were young. They were young. But with her relationship, she kept it on wax.
She sure did.
She didn't talk about it. Y'all see in the ultrasound interview, she said, yeah, me and him was together, but I'm single now. And she kept it cute. That was it. That was it. She didn't go like, oh, fuck that nigga, and I don't da-da-da-da-da. Like, she could have went in if she
What job she did on You Don't Know Me.
Hello? Exactly. She put it all in the music. There we go.
Yo, when I heard You Don't Know Me.
Baby. You don't even pick up the phone and call, nigga?
Wish we never met this way. I wouldn't be lonely no more.
Yes.
Let me tell you
that something. That girl said, I wish we never met. Whoo. He did some hurtful shit.
But yeah, the thing about it was I love that she put on that because then I felt her pain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, look, Mike, who remember the remix with Shantae and the Brad? That was
yes. And mind you, this song is an up-tempo record. So you never gonna realize that you're dancing to an angry ass song. And Brandy letting you know because the video is hella dark. She's wearing dark leather.
Yeah.
It's like Brandy was telling us everything. The only light video was really The Boy Is Mine.
Yeah. Top of the World.
Because, I mean, Top of the World was still dark too. It was still dark too. Top of the World was still dark, but I'm going too far. But Angel in Disguise, yes. Yeah. Angel in Disguise. Brandy produced the record. This is her in our artistic bag. Like Elise said, this has to be top-notch production. You know what I mean? And it was just her from the intro of her coming out that yeah.
Never say never. Never say never.
Yes, and then it goes into the na 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 baby. Who is that?
Joe Thomas. The man that read the line of notes.
That part. Oh, I knew when I heard that. I said, "Who? Wait."
Yeah, I knew it was Joe, but I didn't know. I was like,
yeah. I knew that was Joe. I was like, "Oh, that's Joseph Lewis Thomas." I said, "Oh, got it." I was like, "What more is he gonna do on this record?" But after that, once Brandy started, the production came in and she started singing, and you started getting into them words.
But y'all, let's be real. He was the MVP of this album. It wasn't Mace.
Ooh.
Let's be real, but I can't hate. They got sampled this year by Burna Boy. So
oh yes. And it just Angel Disguise just showed you that Brandy was not playing. This album, it was no longer the baby, I want to be down girl.
Yeah.
It was the right. What the plane take off and the transition to Angel in Disguise was completely genius. It was genius. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I think, if you ask me, because I never really talked about the plane thing, I think Brandy was stunting a little bit.
What you mean, John?
Come on, she got a plane. Brandy saying, "Yeah, bitch, I'm on a plane now." I'm on a plane now.
I think that man before the album was gonna take you on a ride.
Yeah, I got that. But you know, we can find the shade in anything. But so
but
I was like, Brandy was like, "Yeah, bitch, I'm in a plane. Can you get in one?"
No, because you don't have a contract. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that.
All right, that part. That's what I was saying. That's what I meant. And then now she's talking about you and say you're an angel in disguise.
And I think that was genius of her to do that because when you look at music, especially in R&B music, because you know, John, I love, and I'm gonna shout out 90s R&B University. They shouted us out for our episode. Thank you guys.
Yes, they did.
About the R&Bs, but when you look at it too, with R&B music, people don't think of these R&B singers as you know, they got a other side to them because they always think like, oh, so because I used to be like that too. But it reminds me of certain artists. We think that these images are just them, and it's really not. But then look at, but y'all, because you know we get on one. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. But
no, but you're right though. As far as that, because the person that she's talking about is in a group that people thought they were soft.
Yep.
And we realized they are not.
Oh, I never thought they were.
I never did either.
But our people do.
Right? Yes, they do. Some of them do, and I'm like, y'all tripping. Michael Bivins just saw what the fuck needed to go on for them to sell. That's what that was. But them niggas is from Philly.
That part. All right, but yeah, bro. So back to us. So even talking about the transition, and then next we go into what?
The Boy's Mind. The Boy's Mind. The Boy's Mind. The Boy's Mind. The Boy's Mind.
But you see that transition that Ronnie was doing? It made sense. It was like you said, Joe. I love you said it told a story. It told a story.
Yep. And going into that, not knowing that why, I just wish that Brandy and Monica, you know, putting in a little bit of the beef, which made the record what it is too.
Yeah.
But I just wish they could have did it in the studio together. They tried and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
And it was their camps. I feel like they were young girls.
Yeah,
and
they were young.
Hit against each other, and they kind of like how Todd said it about SWV. There was cracks, and then it became holes, and they all fell in. You know what I mean? And I wish they would have recorded, because Rodney said he had to mix that joint over 7-8 times to make it seem like they were in the studio together.
Yeah, and Dexter Simmons said it too. Like, yeah, he I remember I seen something Dexter said it was something about them. They had to really, really get the song to be what it was, because they
Yeah, but great song. I mean, it it, it gave me, when I heard The Boy Is Mine too, it gave me what I had already got from Rodney. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like I was already a fan of Rodney from Mary. Mm. So The Boy Is Mine kind of gave me a little bit of that depth of the sound. And then when he did Brownstone, and he did that, I said, oh, okay, Rodney. But it was something different because you had Brandy's voice. It was something different. And then having Monica in there, it worked. It worked. It was a great song. The beat helped it be what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was number one for 13 weeks. No, it wasn't stage imaging. What it was they did try to record it in the studio. They did. They did try to record it. That was when they first got in the studio with each other and tried to record the record. And that's what they were recording. And they kept that and put that into the ultrasound show. So it wasn't staged. It was like they tried, and it just, that was when they first got into the studio. You know what I mean? So people could be like, oh, they recorded it together. Well, they did, but it didn't go right. So Monica had to record it in Atlanta, and they had to put it together like that. So nah, it wasn't staged.
But I love, Gerald, that, you and Elise said on the show, they look so beautiful in the video. Like, when you look back at that video back in 98, it was so good seeing them, because it was great to have now young girls have duets and our artists to really, really have something going on. Because, we love them as solo artists and stuff, but we love when they collab,
Yeah.
And the collaboration.
Even though, thank God, because when they try to put females together and they do a song, like when they did that Whitney and freaking Aretha, child, Clyde now. That was a mess. Now that tried to be the original Boy Is Mine, but with them two, it didn't work. They weren't the same age. Like, why would you do that? And it was a Diane Warren written song any damn way. So
well, Josh, you did. Look, Josh, you did have you ever, so look.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get there.
Well, John, we going to your favorite track, the gem of the album, Learn the Hard Way. How did you feel when you first heard Learn the Hard Way?
Oh my God, I lost my mind when I heard Learn the Hard Way. Like it was the ending. You know what I'm saying? That Brandy, once again, was telling her story. You did me wrong. You told me lies. Treated me bad all of the time. I was like, ooh.
Let me tell
you something. Baby, that is my favorite part. That is the gem of the album for me. You know what I mean? And to know that those were one of the first songs that...
Can't say that's your favorite. Can't say that was her favorite off the album.
Oh, come on. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That was one of the first songs that Rodney, LaShawn, and Brandy made when they first got together. That was one of the 5 songs that they did together. You know what I mean? And that was what Brandy was feeling at that moment. You know what I mean? She needed it. She needed that record. You know what I mean? And it's such a gem. And I'm so glad that a lot of people in here get that record. Because when I talked about that record on social media, like when I first started to get on it, people was like, oh, that song, you like Learn the Hard Way? Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, like, Brandy did too. When she did her True Whisper, she said Hard Way was her favorite song.
She said, I wonder why.
Yeah, she said that home why, because they asked, Silent BX, I love him. He's so dope. He's a huge Brandy fan. I love
Silent BX. Yes, he is.
Love his interview. If you ever see this, Silent, we love you, love you, love you. I love when he asked her at the time when the 20th anniversary never came. He was like, you love Almost Doesn't Count. He was like, but what any song do you like off that one? She said, oh, Hard Way. She said, I love Hard Way. She said,
yes.
Yeah, she said, I was singing like it wasn't me. I said, Brandy love Hard Way and John. When she said that, I thought about your ass. I said, goddamn JR. I said, JR, no. You know what, John? Just say you love her, even though I'm a huge Brandy fan, I love her, but you love, like, all the stuff you said, Brandy likes some of the same stuff you like.
Yes, yeah. You are a big Brandy fan, and Brandy knows that now because she followed you. Catch it. But I'm a fan of her. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, And this album again was so emotionally charged. I was just in it, because I'm saying by the time you got the album, it was like quiet as it's kept. You really didn't want to hear Boys Bond anymore because it was all over the place. It was like you can listen to the radio for that shit. So when it was time to listen to the album, it was like once you heard the Boys Bond come in, it was like, okay, fast forward. You know what I mean? And when it got to Learn the Hard Way, it was like, that bass line, like Timmy just said, it just caught you right then and there. And it was just like, Brandy is singing, like she's feeling this. You know what I mean? And that's why it was connected to me. It was like, yo, I don't know what it feels like to get hurt by somebody, but Brandy, goddamn it, I'm feeling something. You know what I mean? And that's why when I was like, ooh, something ain't right. That's what I kept saying. And after Learn the Hard Way, and after she did that, ending, I said, ooh, Wanye. Ooh. That's all I said. I was like, ooh.
It's so crazy, bro. Like you said, when I heard this in 2005 for me, because like I tell everybody all the time, I didn't get Never Say Never till 2005. I did not get this album until 7. It took me literally 7 years. Everybody like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, guys. It wasn't me, it was my mom. So it was me, but my stepdad, I call my mom boyfriend, my stepdad, he's the reason why I got Never Say Never. But y'all, he had Never Say Never. He was 50 years old. So how did Brandy get somebody with a 50-year-old would Never Say Never? The impact.
That part was my grandparents had no choice because we played it all, so they had to like it.
That part. But I go to say this, y'all. When I first heard it from the break, I loved it because, like you said, you just flow with this album. It was the transitions to me on this album was so beautiful.
Yes.
You didn't even have to skip nothing because it's telling something that you're going through, a story that she's going through, And listen to Learn the Hard Way is like, okay, you bouncing.
It got a little bounce to it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, yeah. I'm like, Brandy, what are you doing, girl?
And mind you, she just vocalizing though, sis.
That's
like
it.
She's not doing nothing.
She's not doing nothing but vocalizing.
Yes, on the girls.
Agreed, 100%. But I love that, Jordan. I just love the Learn the Hard Way because it's like you can tell that it's transitioning, but you can tell it's a deep place she's coming from. Something's happening. So that's what I loved about it. But then we just go in transitions, and each song is like, once the song's end, you go into the next song and transition to that and make sense.
It's very Marvin Gaye, what's going on ish. Yeah. And many people was inspired by the album because the album didn't stop.
Yep.
It didn't stop. And this album was just like that. They were like, we're gonna have transitions. And baby, did they.
And the transitions on this album work perfectly because what the transitions I think for me, Joy, even though I think to me, with the transitions, they kind of got this like dark, gloomy feeling. And I love somebody had said this too about Angel Skies. It sounds haunting.
Yes.
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 It sounds like a haunting thing, like when you think about Angel Skies and all these transitions of the album, it's very haunting about what the message is in the album. What are we learning from this album? What is this album teaching us about falling in love? What is this album teaching us about learning how to love ourselves or learning how to get out of a heartbreak? And that's why we got Almost Doesn't Count. JR. Almost Doesn't Count.
Ooh, that's a Brandy staple, basically.
The fans go up for that song.
They go up for Almost Doesn't Count. Now this is the song that me and my mom got excited at the same time. Like, she liked the other songs or whatever, but it was something about Almost Doesn't Count that got her.
Yeah.
And then that would be the song that me and her would sing all the time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And it was just, again, it's literally is a country song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a country record. But Brandy is so from the church, she can't help to put that gospel in it. You know what I mean? Like, the gospel is there. Like, you can't help it. Like, come on. And that's another thing what I love about this record is that people think people can sing because of their high register and that you can hit all these notes and you can hit that. But the way Brandy starts off this record, Almost made you love me. Almost made you cry. Like she's starting very low. And it's so and it hits you right then and there. Brandy, she don't start getting real crazy, like start going higher until the bridge.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want people to understand about singers where they like, you know, because Rolling Stone did that stupid ass list, but I ain't gonna go there. Girl. And people think just because you can hit all these high notes and that makes you a great singer. No. What you can make as a great singer when you get them low registers and you hit them. And Brandy did that on Almost Doesn't Count to Me. And that's what makes this song so great. And the fans go off for this record. Like, they lose their mind. If Brandy don't do this song when she's on any tour or stage, they'll throw tomatoes at her. And she know
it. And like I said, y'all, for me, when I was introduced to Almost Doesn't Count on Double Platinum when I was, what, 9? This was around the time when the Double Platinum movie was premiering on Mother's Day. And for the first time, I loved it from the break because, you know, I love Brandy. But right. Diana Ross was in it, you know, Diana. But when I was seeing the promo of how they were doing that through Never Say Never, I was like, what is this song? Like, and then when I got the DVD and I watched the video, I was like, wow, this song is really dope. You know what I'm saying, Gerald? So it's just like, you are really on a transition. But I think what I love about Almost Doesn't Count, like Nell trying to say, it's a country song. Like, it has a swing vibe to it, but it's an R&B song with elements. And somebody said Guy Rose, but Guy Rose did the producing. He probably co-wrote it, but Shirley Pickham was the one who wrote the song. And
then Guy ended up being the one that he wrote the music. So he gets songwriting credit for writing the music.
Right, but Shirley wrote them lyrics. Miss Shirley Pickens, I don't know if a lot of people know who she is, but she's a big time songwriter. She wrote that song, I'm a bitch, I'm a lover. Yes, JR. Yes. Like her. For her to write that, and she said herself, she didn't even realize how dope Brandy did it so much with that song. It was so R&B to her. She was just like very amazing. She loves that song. She said it's one of her favorites.
And you need a song that speaks to your feelings. And Brandy was in that feeling. So she was able to attack this song the way it should have been sung.
But bro, country songs give you that feeling or that lonely feeling.
Well, it's blues. And we know where that comes from, right?
Black people. Anyway, but yeah.
Black Music Month. Come on, somebody.
Happy Black Music Month. But I mean, bro, for that song to be so beautiful and be a fan favorite. And like you said, y'all, I love when she don't sing it like the way she sang it the first time. Because remember what she did in the 2020 census? That was my favorite performance by her. When she looks
really, so that's great. Your favorite?
That's my favorite, yeah.
You know what my favorite is?
Which one?
When she did it on Almost Human special on BET.
For real?
And she didn't she was like, oh, I don't know if I can remember the words. And then she started singing it. And I just, oh my God. I was just like, Brandy, I'm just, that, and when she did it at R&B Live, and they took that off of YouTube. They took it off. I don't know why, but she sung down. And that audience lost their mind.
I know.
Because she's kind of like Whitney. She don't do the song the same twice. No. She don't do the song the same. Like, she'll do it this time and then do it something else. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Jay Leno. Yeah, that was a cute performance, too.
Mm-hmm. But y'all, like, when I'm telling you, Almost Doesn't Count is another gem on this album. It's just like, it's so many gems on this album, y'all. That's why, for me, like, it's so hard to pick what's your favorite. But I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Go to the next.
Yeah, see, and that just goes to show you how good an album is, because you don't even know, even though we know what your favorite song is, but but it's so good that it's hard to pick a bad song. Like, even though I'm gonna give a song some fever, but it's not a bad song. No. You know what I mean? It's not a bad song.
I respect what you say. It fits the album.
So yes. Oh, yes. It fits the album. Am I the biggest fan of it? No. And a lot of y'all going to be like, oh, my God, really? Yes.
tell people to understand, even though you don't like a song, but why does it fit an album? Well, we ain't gonna get. We're gonna wait till we get to that song.
Okay, cool. Okay,
so,
cool.
Y'all go to the next song.
Oh, sitting on top of the world.
So, John,
with her and her boo.
So, John, we want to congratulate Brandy. This song just recently got sampled by Burna Boy.
Yeah. That Brandy getting how much percent she getting, Chastity?
Well, Gerald, we got to retract our statement because I heard that's not true now, but we're going to leave it alone.
Oh, for real? Oh.
Let's go to next.
Yeah,
go ahead. Next. Go ahead. But, so, Gerald, sitting on top of the world, like, how do you feel about the cold case moment we had last year? But,
girl, like, it was a moment because...
But I knew for me it was a player hater type of song, but I didn't think too much because of the beat.
Again, the beat will get you. You know what I mean? So this was the song when I was like, I like it, but I was like, it don't fit to me. Yeah. I was like, it don't fit. And then when we was on the show, you know, Elise, she is the lyric queen. And when she brought out the lyrics, and she went just like this, she sure did. And that's so and she was like, wait a minute. I wonder why it's often said that my life's a fairy tale. Yeah. Everything is so right. I wish they could know the truth. My life is real, so don't get it twisted.
Get it twisted, baby. Problems the same I gotta be dealt with. These are the things I wish you knew. Shit.
Right then and there, she like, y'all thinking that, you know, I got all this glitz and the glamour and all this kind of stuff. Y'all, I'm going through the same heartbreaking shit like y'all.
Yeah, and I think
I'm going through the same thing. Don't let it be fooled.
And I think too, John, I'm gonna chime this in, and we didn't say it on the episode, but I'm gonna say it on the live today. I think too, when Brandy was going through that superstar status, that was a lot to handle at 18 and 19.
Hell yeah!
But you gotta think, John. I think the thing about we were thinking, it definitely is along with the heartbreak when you going through that type of transition of becoming a young adult and you just transitioning. That is a lot to take on. And I said in the episode, like she literally became a superstar overnight, and then has a lot of tall orders to deal with of being cover girl, Barbie, like, and then
let me say something. I agree with you because you got to think, and we can take this all the way back to Michael for a second.
Why I just thought about Michael Jackson. I swear to God.
Yes, let's take it back there. That's why I get nervous when we have these young stars because you don't know who you are yet. No. You don't know yourself. You don't know who you are. And the industry starts telling you who you are. Yep. And you get fame and you get fortune and you get it so fast. Yeah. And it's hard to take. Yeah. It hurts for even grown people. You know, we In Vogue did an interview when they was doing their podcast. Yeah. And Terry said when Hold On came out and she was like, after a while, people were just running up to her and like, oh my God, we're fans. And she said, that was hard for me because she was like, and mind you, Terry is older than what Brandy and Michael was when they became stars. And she said, yo, it was a little much for me. I would kind of give people the cold shoulder because I didn't know how to handle it. Yeah. So you got to think, Brandy came into this just wanting to sing. She wanted to be like Whitney, right? And she wanted to be like that. And then she blew up and blew up massively in music. Then she went to TV. And then she went to movies. Then being a cover girl. That's a lot. Mind you, she's growing up in this. Her body is changing. She's going through different changes. And it's in front of the public. It's not like us where we can have our own private life and nobody know about that shit. Yeah. And it's not in front of everybody all the time. And Brandy had to deal with all of this. And then she's dealing with a breakup. Woo. And it's kind of nasty because the streets know what's going on. But the mainstream world don't know what's going on. So they didn't know. Right. They didn't know what was going on. So for her to deal with all of this, that was a lot. That was a lot for her. So this song, Sitting on Top of the World, she like, y'all, I want y'all to know, like, I'm just as equal as y'all. I'm just, a lot of my shit is in front of the public.
Yeah.
Y'all don't got to deal with that. I do.
Yeah.
Everything about my life is being looked at because I am the good girl image.
Yeah.
And come on, she's growing up. She's a teenager. She going through things. She's liking boys. She's doing this. She want to dress like this, but everybody in management, hey Sonia, everybody is telling her, no, you can't wear that. No, you can't do this. She's going through a heartbreak. Mom, I feel like staying in the bed. I don't want to get out. I'm hurt right now. We got an interview to do. Let's go. Be happy. Be jolly. Be this. And in reality, the girl was sad. Yeah. And this album shows you that. That's why Sitting on Top of the World is such a gem for what it is. Because she was trying to tell us, y'all, don't think I'm just the happy-go-lucky girl. You know what I mean? I'm not. I'm not at all. So that's why I shout out to my co-star, you know what I'm saying, in the show where me and Chastity was like, another cold case. And Dark got cold cases on. Catch that.
Hey, Joe, when I laughed when Elise said, God damn it, Brandy, you got me, girl. I said, come on, Brandy. Yes. But y'all, what you just said about Brandy? Brandy puts her shit on wax. Mm-hmm. And that's why if we dissect lyrics, so that's why I tell people all the time, going after Never Say Never, listen to lyrics, please. They're going to tell you a whole lot. I had to learn. We're going to go to the next track. Next track.
Come on, somebody.
Next track.
Never say. Oh, no. My bad. You Don't Know Me.
Oh, yeah. That's why you don't know me, John.
Yeah, you don't know me. Baby, Brandy was talking her shit. Thank you, Timothy. Let's go back to that for a second. That was my favorite part about when Brandy first met Whitney. Yep. It wasn't her running away. It wasn't her with that. It was when Whitney hugged her and then looked at her and said, how you handling it all? Mm-mm. That was the moment right there, because Whitney is like, little girl, I know what you're going through. I know exactly what you're going through. I went through it at 19. Yeah. 19 and 20 and 21, where my life changed. It was no more my life. It was the world's life. And you're 16. So I know you feeling some shit that you just can't say. But see, Brandy couldn't say that at that moment. Mm-mm. She was just like, yeah, it's cool. Or her duet partner, Monica, would have been like, girl, let me tell you something. You know what I'm saying? So that good girl image was that. So you don't know me. You don't know me. Brandy was talking her shit. Period.
That was a pissed off song.
Oh, she was pissed. Baby, that was part 2 after Learn the Hard Way. You did me wrong. You told me lies. Now she's saying, I wish we never met, nigga. Now go on back to being boys to men.
That didn't do well after her, but I mean, technically they.
I mean,
soon as it didn't evolve nothing, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But
tell me what is going on.
You know what, Kate? I agree with you. That song was a taste of the sound that will be for more. I agree because
I agree with that.
Yep. What did Darren say on the episode, Joe, on B7? He said this was the transition of her voice changing. Her voice changed.
Yes.
Her voice changed. I had the single, so this is funny for me because I can talk about this. My mom, when I told her to buy me Never Say Never, she buys me You Don't Know Me the single. I'm like, girl, You Don't Know Me the single, Never Say Never are two different things. Why am I getting
Don't come for Mom Dukes. Don't do that.
I'm not. Love my mom, R.I.P. But I was like, okay, I guess I can imagine what Never Say Never was. But for me, John, I love the beat. The production, Roddy ate it. He killed it. The remix, Shantae and DeBrat, I remember watching that when I was young. They would play that all the time on BET.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
All the time. And I loved it.
All the time. Yep.
But I loved it. But I think, like you said, John, I love this too. She was still holding it down from 98 to 2000. I remember this song dropped in 2000. That's how big her reign was. Like, Brandy reigned supreme with sophomore album Never Say Never in its end.
Yes, she did.
Y'all gonna have to stop with this full moon stuff, but I'm telling y'all, when this album came out, this was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And
white, black, green, yellow, red. Everybody loved it.
Because we're going to get to that about my experience when I seen we'll get to that later. But look, Whitney saw herself in Monica and Brandy. I agree.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
I didn't know like they had the original and Swiss Beats and One Weave. I didn't know about that. I don't know about
yeah, because see, I was such a Never Say Never fan. And I again, I ended up getting my grandmother, my father's mother, brought me the CD single to You Don't Know Me. And it was like 4 or 5 remixes on the shit. Like that just goes to show you. Like, and my mother used to be like, why you get what? You got the album. What you need the single for? Like, but again, I was a fan. You know what I mean? So I wanted to hear that. And I just love the remix with Shauna and the Brat. It was like, why don't you learn it? I'm the only we did do.
Remember when Shantae was with Timbaland and them, right?
Yeah, Shauna.
Yeah, Shauna.
That's Shauna. Yeah. It's the same one.
Interesting when she got on the beat because I was like, wait a minute, that was kind of dope though because even though she didn't technically use Aaliyah, you know, like Timbaland and them, she got somebody from there and then put it. I mean, it was dope.
Yeah.
And the Brat, I think too, John, for me, the video when her and Punch when they did the dance together. And that was my favorite part. Like, I love that. I just love that whole video. Like you said, John, she was mad. She was very upsetting. I think to let go. Like, you hurt me. You need to know how bad you hurt me. And
she like, nigga, you are not missing me at all. Like, you won't even pick up the phone and call because you don't know me like you used to.
Nope.
You got me standing here alone. Like, that nigga left her ass out. Like, on some shit. And like, this was her first love. And you know your first love hurts the worst.
Well, I spilled my guts on y'all show, so
yeah. Like, that part.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But yes, it was like that right there. Man. That, and again, it's kind of like Angel in Disguise, sis. Think about it. Because the beat, you can still groove to it. You know what I mean? But Brandy is angry. That's artistry. Because to me, you don't have to sing a ballad to show that you're angry. You can sing an up-tempo record.
Oh, yeah.
And still let it come across like, yo, this is a dope record, but wait a minute, Brandy talking her shit. She angry. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is definitely, it obviously fits the album for sure.
Perfectly. Look.
Perfect.
Transitions. All right, y'all. Next song.
Never say never. This is kind of a up song to me.
You know, did you see the video where you and Tracy, we talked about it last year with her? She said this was her favorite song off the album.
She did? Oh, wow. Okay.
Remember, okay, so I'm going to do it like a little rewind. Rebound. She talked about last year, we asked her what was her favorite track off the album. Well, favorite song off the album. She said Never Say Never, the title track. And she said the reason why she loved it because of the plush of it, the sound, what Brandy was doing with the song. And she said this is the reason why music changed. And you agree with her, Jar, because you kept saying.
I do remember her saying that, yes.
You had said this is the reason why music changed of this album.
Yes.
I think about it. It's called Never Say Never. It makes sense. So, John, why do you feel that? I think when Miss Tracy said it and why, and John, you exposed that to you broken down them lyrics. Explain all that, sir.
Oh, like, yeah, these lyrics. Okay, so this.
Why do you feel that this thing had anything to do with Mason? The lyrics?
Yeah, this song was definitely her getting out how she felt about what her management and the record label and what everybody felt about her and Mace. Yeah. Right? Because her first line was, whoever thought a guy would want a girl like me? Who never thought that I would fall so easily? You know what I mean? So Brandy is letting us know again, she's putting it in the music. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it was like when she did the interview that you put up today, and she's talking about it. And she was like, you know, player haters, people are hating on my relationship. And I'm telling my boyfriend, like, this is going to be us. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And people got to understand. Kind of like her idol. everybody didn't see Bobby and Whitney together because everybody thought her image, Whitney's image, wouldn't fit with Bobby. Not realizing that girl is from Newark. She's from the hood. Period. And I think in this song, I think Brandy also wanted to let people know in a way, y'all, stop paying attention to my image.
Yeah.
Stop paying attention to my image. Just because you see the image I'm giving, don't mean that I can't get with this guy.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? And I wonder if Mace could have got on this, but they probably was like, nah, we gonna put you on sitting on top of the world. We gonna leave it.
No, that wouldn't even fit. I don't even think that would fit Mace in the rap because it's mixed with up tempo, but it's like slow jam ballad. You get what I'm saying? It's a mixture because it goes a little fast in some parts of the song.
Yeah.
So it's like a ballad melody type of song. So like that's how you know Roddy is a genius because for him to do all this job to make his sound be so different that people can't even catch up with it or know what it is, it go to show you that he's intrigued by the music. And you know, for me, like Joe, you said PhD, so that gave everything.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say Mace's spirit was on it anyway. I mean, he was the one that was saying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In his rhymes, he was saying play a hater's degree and all that. For her to say that, again, Brandy, with the little nuances she was giving us, y'all, this is my man right now, but he ain't gonna be on the record. I'm talking about my man, but this my man. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Maybe she did that though, but I do love Never Say Never. But I love that you and Tracy talked about like this literally was the transition of the album. Like you could tell that this album was the reason why this song was the reason why things changed. I wish that would have just I wish they would just stop sweating me. Yep, that's another word, yep.
Stop trying to get the best of me.
Best of me. No matter what
they say, baby.
That's how you know we know this damn album too much because we singing it on the road. Just saying, that's how you know we love this album for real.
That part.
Yeah, bro, and you know it's deep, and I think for her to call it Never Say Never the title track, I think too she was trying to prove a point to people that she can do anything.
Right, I agree with that.
Her mind too, and I feel like Never Say Never as a title track to her because people, like you said, Joe, I think because that sophomore jinx was on her a lot. For her, she really had to prove a point because Aaliyah had did one to me and it blew up. And then now she has to come out with something and they're preparing her ready for her to do this sophomore album. But for her to put Never Say Never, it was very smart.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
All right, so next track.
Truthfully. Now,
this my top 5.
When I first got the album, I think I told you this, Chastity. I used to give this song a lot.
Why?
I did. Because it was like, now I'm flipping over the cassette. I'm flipping it over now. And it just starts. Dun, 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 dun. Like, to me, the chords felt a little to me. But I love this record now.
One of my favorite songs.
Oh, I love the record now. Love it.
This me and Sean record. Shout out to 90s Move Sean.
Yes, I love this record now. Back then, I used to give it a little fever because I'd be like, oh, okay, all right. But now it was just like, I love it. Like, she sounds so beautiful on it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Mark Nelson, who was part of the group that she was, that.
That's crazy. But I think for Brandy to do that song and Mark to vocalize her with that, I think it's just beautiful, you know.
And them two doing the backgrounds on it too. So
I was about to say, is Mark in the background? I felt like I heard. I knew I wasn't crazy, y'all, because obviously I know Brandy doing some of her backgrounds on this, but I'm like, I hear a damn dude. I'm like, who is this dude?
Right? Yeah, it's him. It's Mark.
I figured that, and it worked well, y'all. It worked very well. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And shout out to what's his name? Shout out to Nathan East, who has played bass on every guitar on everybody's album, like Anita, Michael, all them dudes. And not all them dudes, Lord have mercy. All them people, yeah, the Drake is hitting, yes. And Harvey Mason Jr. on them keys, like, Yo, you got so many giants on this record. Like, for real, for real.
Phillips, I did not know was on this album either. He was part of the Top of the World. Isaac Phillips, you know who he is. He's a guitarist.
Yes.
I did not. And
Mm-hmm.
Nicola Turman, that's the girl from Tybee from Black Girl. She wrote.
Yes. You had told me that. Like but that I did. I missed.
Sean.
Yeah. I missed that.
Somebody named J Baby, hey, talking about, hey, how y'all doing? Hope you everyone watching and you two are having a good one.
Hey Jay, what's going on, bro?
We gotta honor our favorite album of all time. But yeah, bro, and like you said, for them, the instrumentation to play a huge role into that too is amazing. I think, like you said, Rodney was very smart for who he wanted to pick out for this job. What we said about Rodney, you were not on the album, you was not getting on him.
Just ask Warren Campbell, catch it.
Well, look, Brian told me that too, because somebody in the chat said Ryan should have been on there, but it didn't make it.
They didn't make it. Rodney was like, I don't think so.
Oh no, he said
the only ones that he could not block was Diane Warren and David Foster. That's it. He couldn't block them heavy hitters.
No. But that was a regular look. I love Truthfully. Truthfully is like my top 5 favorite song off the album. I love Truthfully.
Yeah, you did say that.
I love that song. I remember, y'all, when I heard that 15, I loved it from the break. I loved it. And I think because, y'all, you know, I'm a ballad girl, so I like gloomy shit. So, like, this got me. I was like, I love it. And I think, y'all, like you said, and I love you talked about on the show, you talked about on our episode, you was like, you felt like, Josh, she was going at Adina about how the way she hurt Kanye, and she's loving, like, I'm being honest and you lying. And it makes sense, bro.
Yep. Yeah, like this, again, she's calling the song Truthfully, even though she didn't write it, you know what I mean? But she connected to it. And now I think it was a great way to start side B if you had the cassette. Like, it was. In the beginning, I didn't. Like, again, I told you I gave it fever, but once I was like, yeah, Truthfully it's dope. Like, you cannot then I started realizing the emotional keys. It kind of reminded me of Brian a little bit.
I can believe it, yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Brian a little bit. The way those keys was playing. And maybe that's why they was like, no rain, because this already sounded like it.
Well, no, Brian, I know the truth now. Brian, he said it, we were talking about it in the chat. He said that Atlantic actually was supposed to get this record. They paid for it. But he got paid twice.
Yeah. Well, it was his payback after what they did to him on SWV's second album, but we ain't gonna go there.
I mean, truthfully. Catch all the cheese.
All of it.
Truthfully is my sleeper off the album. You know,
yeah, you did call that the sleeper. You did.
My sleeper, but for me, it would have been number 5 on my top 5 songs to play off.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, y'all. The next song.
You can say it.
Have you ever loved someone? JR. Diane didn't like my picture today. She didn't like our picture.
I'm sorry, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, look, the song fits.
It fits.
It makes sense for what it is, but I'm just not.
You talking about the video they played out on BET a lot?
Yeah. I like it when Brandy did it live, when she did it on the Jay Leno show live, when she was wearing that red, you know.
Never try no start. Thank you. It's a classic.
Look, y'all. I'm not.
But I'm gonna be honest, like Jarrell said, they played it out. Like I remember one time I heard on the radio, my mom. I said, "Mom, turn this up, turn this up." I was so excited to hear on the radio. I loved it, and then Double Platinum introduced me to Have You Ever. But when they had the video, they rolled that. Come on, Jamal,
Now that Jamal is my joint. Fool by the Moon is my.
Now, JR, do you think Have You Ever Fool by the Moon should have been
Fool by the Moon?
Right, yeah, Mike. But as a Diane Warren ballad, because let me tell you, Fool by the Moon is Now, John, do you think Fool by the Moon should have been on Full Moon?
It could have fit. Like any one of them really could have fit, to be honest with you. Because she was fooled by the bullshit with Wanye. You know what I mean? So it could have fit.
Hey, Shamika.
Hey, Shamika. Hey, girl.
Look, girl, Shamika, I know you went around when Never Say Never came out. I know she got some moments, but y'all, let's be real. Do you think Fool by the Moon should have been on Never Say Never?
Now that we have it, no. Have you ever works? It works.
But if you had to pick Fool, look, Mike said shaking my head. If you had to pick Fool by the Moon or Have You Ever, you would pick Fool by the Moon.
You know I pick Fool by the Moon, yeah.
And you know what's and y'all, I hate to say it, but I have to agree with y'all. I love Have You Ever, but Fool by the Moon is that shit.
Oh my God. I remember when I heard it for the first time. I was like, ooh, but I have to say this.
Go ahead, y'all.
Have You Ever was needed. And it was needed on this album, and I'm glad that they did because this is the time that Diane Warren was kicking ass.
She sure was.
She was kicking ass. You got to remember, this is 97, 98. She done got Celine Dion. She got Toni Braxton. She got freaking Monica done did, For You I Will. Like, Diane Warren was kicking ass. And Craig Kilman at Atlantic was like, look, we need the big money ballad for her. And this is a big money ballad. Like it was. Like, and I agree with Tevin Campbell when he was on We Sound Crazy. Shout out to Timon. Shout out to Phil. Shout out to Louis York. Shout out to Claude and Chuck. And when Tevin was on there, he was like, this is what he want Beyonce to do. She needs a ballad like that.
I agree.
And she did have one where I Was Here on 4. She did. Right. But it was like, this was the money ballad. And Brandy said she had to dig deep to get that note. You know what I mean? She had to dig. This was a, like you knew this was a power ballad that she needed. And I'm glad that it got her another #1 record. You know what I mean? It got her a #1 pop record. Because this is 98 going into 99.
Let them know that Brandy did pop records and they went #1.
Oh, yes. After, come on.
What y'all they know? They think they go straight to the other album. They think, yeah.
That album don't have a #1. But anyway.
Go ahead, JR.
I'm just saying. But, yeah, Have You Ever? It was needed. It's one of her, like, big songs. I love when she do Have You Ever live. Because I love how she...
That's your loud one.
That's I love how she plays with the melody and she does that with it. And then it's just, to me, when she does Have You Ever live, she get a Whitney on to me.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? She get a Whitney on, like on the Jay Leno joint. And
I like that dress on her she did Have You Ever. She looks so pretty. Like,
yeah, like when she did Have You Ever on Divas Live.
And Joe, you know they've been posting the Divas thing today, who she was with. They said this girl was with all the legends.
She was with Tina. She was with Whitney. Yes. What was any other one of your girls? Any other body was like that?
No.
I'll wait. Okay. They could have picked any black girl if they wanted to. But they picked who?
Brandy Ray, I know I would.
Come on, somebody. That's what I wanted you to give me, the whole name. Thank you.
And John, they been posting that today for the anniversary. Never say I was saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Saying Brandy
wow.
Because they were saying the impact, her impact, because people were posting about how big this album was and the impact, John.
Huge. They had her hosting the American Music Award with LeAnn Rimes.
Big. And LeAnn Rimes was big.
Huge.
And LeAnn Rimes was on Moesha. Enough said. Next track.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead, bro. Are you okay? So hold on before we get to.
Okay,
yeah. Talk about the track? Are you okay to talk about the track?
Yeah. I'm good. I might go there, but I'm good.
Well, we're gonna talk about the track. I think, John, to be honest, this may be the best song out down because everybody has went up.
Really?
This is like everybody's favorite song off the album.
Yeah. Wow.
I thought it was Almost Doesn't Count, obviously, because that is a fan favorite. But Joe, what I've seen put that on everything is everybody's favorite song off this album.
Wow. 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 Well, this song means everything to me. I think everybody in here, a lot of y'all know. Well, okay, when I first got the album, because we got the album when it came out, and I remember listening to the whole album and Put That on Everything was a favorite of mine. Like, it was my favorite off the break. I was like, I love this. Brandy did her own backgrounds, all that shit. Like, I was really into this record. So, that weekend, because albums used to come out on Tuesday, y'all.
That day, we had
so, so we were going to South Carolina. Me. I walked the mountain's highest peaks. You baby. So, go ahead, bro. So we were going to South Carolina for a trip because a lot of my family is from South Carolina, right? And so my mom and my dad, I remember us renting this blue Blazer from, it was I forgot what kind of Blazer it was, but it was a 4x4. And I just remember my dad rented it from Avis, right? And because my dad was like, I ain't taking my car. Heck no, I ain't doing all that miles on my car. So he rented the car. And I just remember me, my mom, my brother Desmond, and we were headed down there. And mom was in the front. And, they were playing. My dad is a hip-hop head.
Ooh, JR, you heard what Shamika said. I know next time you come to North Carolina, I better see you, JR. Ooh.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And she wrote that in all caps, y'all.
She sure did. She sure did. So we left that night? Yeah, we left around like midnight. And y'all, from Jersey to South Carolina is like a 10.5-hour drive.
Are you serious?
Yes. So mom and my dad was in the front, and my dad is a hip-hop head, if a lot of y'all don't know. R.I.P. to him. And he's a hip-hop head. So this is 98. My dad is still playing Life After Death. He's playing Rakim. He's playing, his hip-hop bag. That's him. And then my mom is going in there playing, her Motown and her 80s club and things like that. So they going back and forth. Mind you, it's late at night. My ass is going to sleep. Like, so me and Desmond is in the back sleep. And then we get to the south of the border, which if you're at south of the border is literally like maybe about an hour and a half away from where we were going. And I remember we got there. My dad was like, look, like, I'm tired. Desmond, you get over the drive. Right? So we like, all right. And my mom was like, move. I'm getting in the back.
You know what I mean? She gonna get
Yeah, at all. So they got in the back. And Desmond was like, yo, what you want to hear? I looked at him like, what do I want to hear? What album just came out?
On your birthday.
Right. On your birthday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what album just came out? He was like, all right, you want to listen to Brandy Never Say Never? I said, yes. So we put it in and we driving, and he bop into the joint and he bop into it. And we get in there, and then we get to Have You Ever? And I was like, I was like, where the cooler at? I need me something to drink. Like,
you didn't like it then?
So I was like, okay. So then Put That on Everything comes on. It's and I just remember Desmond saw I was in it because it was my favorite song already. And we only had the album for like maybe 3-4 days. And I remember him looking at me, and I was just in it. I knew the words by then. That's how much I love this record. And I just remember in the corner of my eye, he looking at me. And then I looked over and he was like, I like this. I was like, me too. He was like, obviously. Obviously. So he was like, yo, rewind that joint back. So we rewind it back, play it again. He was like, yo, rewind that joint back. So I'm happy. He the driver. Let's rewind this joint back. You know what I'm saying? So we rewind the joint back. And finally, he was like, yo, I really like this song. I was like, me too. I love this record. Like, I love it. Everything about it is perfect. The emotion, the way Brandy's singing, everything, right? So finally, we rewinded one more time. Somebody woke up.
Arvina.
Yeah. She was like, "Will y'all let the damn album play, please?"
She wasn't here. Almost doesn't count. That's what it was.
Yes. I'm like, ain't she?
Joe, before you back to your story, Jamal Chest, and put that on everything, and you can say this too. Put on everything is so quintessential Brandy song. That's a song no one else could sing, and you and Elise said that on the episode.
Didn't I? Didn't I? Didn't I?
You said
that. I sure did. Nobody else can do that record but her. Nobody. Nobody at all. So that moment, we loved it, whatever. So go down. My cousin got sick. And he got sick. And being transparent here, my cousin was diagnosed with AIDS. And the first, I remember my mom called me with it, and she called me, and she was like, "Are you sitting down?" Huh? I'm getting I'm getting there. And she was like, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "What?" And she was like, "Desmond is HIV positive." I was like, "No, no, no." And she was like, "Yeah." And I just remember the first song I went to was Put That on Everything.
Gerald, why you got me crying? This not my story. Look.
I know. I'm sorry. So I went to that and I played it, and I just remember crying, and I was like, "No, God, no, like, no." But I was like, "He ain't gonna take him away from me, yo. He's not gonna take him away from me. Like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm straight. You know what I mean?"
This album is very emotional. Look.
Oh God, shit. So after that, I went to see him, and that was I found out in August. I finally got to see him Thanksgiving of 2009.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking at him, and he was already gone. You know what I mean? Seeing him, he was already gone. So I was just like, that's not him. But I kept smiling, and I think he was looking at me like, "What the hell are you smiling for?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you smiling for? And I'm looking at him, and I'm just like, because I'm thinking about the time that when he heard Put That on Everything, how it was our song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after that, I was like,
celebrate.
All right, I'm sorry. So my mom called me on the 4th of January of the next year and told me that he passed. And I just remember just like, why he was the man in my life that I could depend on. And I was like, I'm not ready for him to leave yet. And I was just like, God, just give me the strength. Just give me the strength. And I just remember Put That on Everything. I had because I was at my first job.
Yeah.
And I was just playing my music, and I just had it on shuffle, and y'all, it was like it was out of a movie. As soon as I heard it, Put That on Everything played. And I just remember like looking up, and I looked up to the star. I looked up, and I was like, "You son of a gun!" I was like, "You son of a gun!"
We are emotional because it's his birthday today too, and I think
yes, and it's right. So that's why, yeah. And after that, it was like I knew that was our song. That was the way we connected. And this anniversary is really kind of tough for me because I'm in a different world right now.
Yeah.
And I wish that I was able to talk to him. I know we being real vulnerable right now.
Yeah, we are.
but
I want DJ all look. I'm crying on
I know.
Let it go. Look.
I'm in this life with him now, and being a part of the LGBT community now, I don't have him to talk to, and um he and I've been growing into this, and it's been really tough that I don't have nobody to talk to about the things that I'm going through. And he and I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Jar. It's all right. We gotta it's a lot of emotions, so
I'm so sorry.
it's
Um
all right, Jar. You cry, I'm crying, like very emotional
so
all of us. So I understand
I didn't want to do this, but um he I really wish that I beat myself up because I'm like, why didn't I come out earlier? Because I could have had him then. I could have really had him then. And from now I don't have him anymore. And I don't know what I just now I just have this song and I have this memories and I just really want to thank Brandy for really doing this song because it connected me and him and put that on everything. I put that on everything. I love Desmond Garvin so much and he meant so much to me. And I really love this song so much. And I'm so mad that I'm crying. And I know my grandma is up there like, why is he crying like this? But
how we just
I just want to thank y'all for letting me get. I got a little emotional, but Desmond, I love you, and this song means everything to me. And I'm so happy that Brandy actually performed this live one time. She did that, put that on everything, and I'm so glad of that. And this song just means so much to me. And yeah, put that on everything is my heart. It's my heart, and it's remain me and Desmond's song forever. I will always celebrate this song. This song will never. It is in like I have a top 10 favorite songs of all time, and this is in it. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. So I thank y'all for letting me get crazy crying and all this foolishness and
look
be
at that my hey
vulnerable and
grandma, hey girl.
oh God,
Yes,
but
boo.
yeah, I appreciate y'all letting me really get really vulnerable and get really, honest and truthful and things like that. So I want to thank y'all. I really want to thank y'all. I didn't want to get this emotional, you know what I'm saying? But God, I wish I didn't. But talking about Desmond, it was all good. So I appreciate y'all. I really do. I really do.
Oh, bro, like that made me emotional. Like I
Woo.
get emotional when people pass, so it's like
Yeah.
energy we got in here today is really emotional because I think when we talked earlier, I was like, I was getting a little emotional, and I was like, I can feel Jar's energy, so I'm gonna get emotional because me and Jar
Yes.
was
Because me
very
and
close.
Chastity done got emotional on the
So
damn
and
phone now.
I started, and I'm like, wait a minute, this not even my story, and I'm crying. I'm like,
Yes.
is
Yes.
Desmond Smith in this room, honey? I'm like,
Yes,
yeah.
he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he's here.
But
He's here.
I understand y'all how this album means so much to us on a personal level. You a true,
Personal. Yes.
and it's
Yes.
been like
Ooh.
when Jay was talking about Desmond. I know when he said about his, because I didn't been know about this, but I didn't know John was gonna say, and it broke my heart because
Yeah.
I had an uncle as well. My uncle's little baby brother, he had AIDS too. I didn't really get to know him. He passed away. So it's like when you have family members that are very sickly and you can't do anything, it does break your heart. I mean,
Oh.
losing my mom, it was tough for me. And like if for her and her boyfriend give me Never Say Never, I don't even know if I would have knew what Never Say Never was. So it's
Mm-hmm.
emotion. Like I said, y'all, happy birthday to Desmond. I'm so proud.
Woo.
Oh, your story, but not even that.
Yeah.
Both were crying
Yes.
on the next
Yes.
episode.
I was trying to hold back mine, but I couldn't do it.
I couldn't when
That's
you
why I
talking
sat
about the
there.
story.
That's why you saw
I
me
cried.
going like this, because I didn't want him to fall. Like I just kept like,
Yeah,
oh. Yeah,
I
but
told him,
you can tell I've been crying because my eyes red as a bitch.
when you see my eyes red, I'm like, what? This ain't
Yes.
my story. Look, but that me and
Yeah.
John have on this album means a lot to us, and I just love putting on everything. And we'll
Yes.
go to the next track because we don't want to get too emotional. We gotta go.
Woo, girl, we already done got there already. Let's go to the
So
next.
next track. What's the next track, John?
The car interlude.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Hi, Freddie. What the deal, B
Dear B
Rocker?
Rocker. I think we all got introduced to her nickname, B Rocker, because and I realized on the debut album they used to call her Brand.
Brand. Yep.
But when we got to Never Say Never, it was B Rocker. So, like, Brandy had 2 nicknames, but I think what everybody knows and B Rocker was that the one for her. It's like when everybody remembers Brandy, they remember B Rocker. And I think, look, see, Mike, okay.
B Rocker.
We always like that, but yeah. But B Rocker, I think that was so dope, JR. And then laughing about the car and little, we get to Happy. Another favorite of mine, top 4. It would have been number 4. That's in my top 5.
This is such. Finally, like Elise said, we got to a real happy record. Like, you know what I mean?
I love them, but until it hits you, then you understand. But
right.
But Happy was a bright record. Yep.
Yes, and then to see her doing it on double platinum, that was that was our video. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was our video. Yeah.
That was my part. You talking about, because like I said, I got introduced to the album on double platinum. So when I heard all these tracks that Brandy was singing, I'm like, is this on the album?
Yeah.
I heard when I found out it was, I'm like, Mom, you need to give me this album. But she didn't give it to me, so I had to wait. But
yes.
I loved it from double platinum.
I loved it, yeah. I loved it. It was nothing wrong with this record.
It meant the world to me. Okay, look, time music would have you on an emotional roller coaster. I love
Did it ever? How we go from crying to dancing? Like,
happy. But yeah, Happy will be number 4 on my list. It's one of
my. Oh yeah, you did say this would be number 4 on your list. Yeah, you did.
Yep, I love Happy. Like, Happy, it gets played all the time. If y'all know,
yeah, me too.
Every birthday I done had, everybody has played Happy for me, so they know I love Brandy. So Happy's one of my favorite tracks. Happy's one of my.
Oh, you sure that you sure they not playing I Thought?
You tried it, JR. Look, look, be nice. I don't like that song, but yeah. Next track number 12.
One Voice, baby. I'm gonna let you have the floor on this one because this was a big deal for you.
And you know what, y'all? We gotta shout out Gordon Chambers. He has reposted me so much, and he
posted
our episode. Did you see on the?
Yes, he did. I saw it. Yes, he did. Gordon Chambers definitely supports, for real.
Without Gordon Chambers, I would not have Midnight R&B Edition, and that's just the God's honest truth. I'm gonna be honest. Mm-hmm. I was a Brandy fan page, yes, and a lot of people do know that that's where I got my start from. But I felt for me, my purpose was helping in the music industry, like helping people with R&B, helping people tell their stories. I don't know if I was here to heal people. I don't know what it was.
You are healing people, man. But go ahead.
But but I really like Gordon Chambers. Really opened the door for my life and my career. He's the reason why I do what I do. Yes. The first time, it's so crazy, y'all, because today is the 3 years anniversary I interviewed ever in my life. So this is our 3-year anniversary. So I ever interviewed. So that's why I say never say never means a lot to me, because I became an interviewer, historian. I got to interview a Grammy Award songwriter, and he wrote for Brandy for Missing You off her song, and then he got to them.
Right. Yes.
And there's people like Shamika, like that's in the chat right now, and JR and them that inspire me to do what I do. And without them as interviewers, having that understanding about learning about the people that you interview and respecting their craft, it goes to show you means a lot. And thank you guys so much for that, because I would have never thought in a million years I was going to get Gordon Chambers. I love the album, but I didn't think I was going to be interviewing. I didn't know what my purpose was. And I felt like just doing that. Oh, no, Shamika, no, you are definitely one of the ones. Like, no.
Oh, yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. She got to understand, girl. You got to impact, sweetheart.
And at the end of the day, when you have people that have a platform that's really genuine, do what they love to do, you have to give that respect. And I think for Gordon, when he came on my platform, we talked about One Voice. Like, I told him, I wish this would have been my graduation song, back in 2007. But, you don't think when you're growing up and stuff, it's like, because I heard, One Voice in 05. So for me, when I got to interview Gordon, it was very amazing. It was a blessing. And not even that, he just told me about One Voice is being a voice for yourself. And I feel that's what One Voice did for me. I needed to be a voice for the people, especially. Mm-hmm. And I feel that what Gordon did for my life is he opened a door that can't be closed back now at this point. Cause
no, ma'am, it can't. And we're holding it open too.
So Gordon Chambers, like, without him and his contributions to this album, I would not be who I am today. And I thank him so much. And he always, every year when Never Say Never comes, I give him his credit, his respect, because Gordon was the reason why I ran. So you know what I'm saying? So let's be real. And it's amazing feeling when you can interview somebody that's really done a lot for a lot of people and behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying, Joe? We always talk about artists, and we love Brandy, stuff like that. But who are the people that are really helping these artists make these beautiful, iconic songs? And for what Gordon did on this album, I love that you said this, and I want you to point it out about the gospel. This was her gospel song. Why did you feel this was her gospel song on this album?
This was a time back then when our artists did gospel songs on their albums.
One gospel.
You know what I mean? They were doing gospel songs to let you know, like a lot of them came from the church. You know what I mean? And this song really made me smile a lot because BB Winans was a part of it. And I'm the biggest BB and CC fan.
Yeah.
Like, Different Lifestyles, that album changed my life. At like 5 years old, that album like literally changed my life. So to hear him come in with a couple of ad-libs on the record, I was like, wait a minute, that's BB? I was like, oh snap. But then when I looked, I was like, Gordon Chambers. I said, this is the same one that wrote If You Love Me and Grapevine. And I was like, well, how did he make it in? I said, let me look at the liner notes again. David Foster is a part of it.
Look, thank you, Brianna. She said yes. I was gonna say that it's missing now. A gospel song and at the end of the album. Yep.
It is. It's missing that. So, because I think on Brandy debut, Give Me You was her gospel oriented record. You know what I mean? That was hers. So when she got to, Never Say Never, I think she also wanted us to know that, y'all, I'm going through this, but God is going to help me through this as well.
Yeah.
And she was like, I got one voice, one song. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I feel. I just feel as though that was her gospel song to let everybody know, like, y'all, I'm still from the church. Let's not forget, I'm still from the church. You know what I mean? And I think it was great when she did it at the NAACP Awards.
Yeah.
And she sung it there with the choir and all that good stuff. So I think this was an amazing song. I think it was needed. I think, like Brianna said, we're missing that now. You know what I mean? And I think it's great. I think it's a great song. I think Gordon Chambers wrote the heck out of it. You know what I mean? And Brandy connected to it like she should.
Right. And y'all, this was a song when Gordon quit his job.
Yes.
He took a leap of faith, y'all, and quit his job because of this song.
That's when you know you really believe in yourself. When you just say, I don't care, and I'm just going all full for it. You know what I mean? And that's why he ended up getting on this album. God with him, man. God was with him.
Such an amazing person. And Gordon is the reason why I do what I do. And I love him to this day. Like, forever and a day, Gordon. And I've always told this man, y'all, and I told him on the thing on the app, like, Gordon, if you ever see this, I love you with all my heart. You really, really opened the doors when nobody would not do it. Because at the end of the day, is no matter what has happened, without Gordon Chambers, I wouldn't have Michael Jackson's choreographer. Catch all those C's.
All of it. All of it. You hear me?
All the time. Don't think just because somebody just say no to you in your face, that's the door that's shut. That door that shuts is getting you somebody bigger. And I say that all the time.
That part. Because
That's trying to say that stepping out of faith. Yeah, he did. He literally took the chance to quit his job.
Yeah.
But the point of quitting his job, his people, he was working for, I think, Essence at the time. I'm Lord, I may be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But Essence, they was like, he's a great songwriter. They wanted him to leave, y'all. Like, he was pushed to leave, but they wanted him to push him because they knew he was a great person. He was successful. And if your job that loved you so much, knowing you were great, believed in what you were doing, and they wanted you to leave, they knew something was better for your life. And that was the best thing they could ever do, because you don't hear a lot of jobs doing that.
Okay. Girl, you listen. If you feel it, do it. If God gives you a sign, do it.
And who would have thought this album would have went diamond? I did, but But yeah, Gordon, I love you, and like I thank him so much. All right, y'all, the next track.
Confused? Not anymore. Confused? Not anymore. Tomorrow, baby. That's my second favorite song on the album. Like,
number
Tomorrow, everything. If you didn't know who this song was, if you didn't know who she was talking about, oh baby, you knew in this record. And Rodney confirmed it on Behind the Music. He said this song was about Wanye. And Brandy wrote the bridge. So you knew she was feeling this record. Yeah. Feeling it. And then, like, you know what I mean? And that is my part right there. Tomorrow is too late. I'm leaving you today.
Now, if everybody see my post today, this morning I did post my number one Never Say Never moment.
Yeah.
I hope people watched it because I didn't see a lot of people watching there, y'all. But it told my story of what would never say that. But I'll say it on the platform too.
God, let me take off my glasses because I'm probably gonna tear up for this.
Oh, child, I'm not gonna look. I'm not tearing up for. Oh, no. But
okay, go ahead.
On my episode on tomorrow, I told my story. Tomorrow is one of the most beautiful records for me. I never thought in 2005 when I heard the song it was gonna touch me like it did back in 2007. Right. So I was in this relationship, my first ever relationship in 2007. I was super in love. Child, you can tell me now I was on cloud 20. You think of anything. It was really fast and it faded out really fast, and then sadly we broke up. In the midst of that breakup, I lost a lot of people, one including my mother. I really didn't even say it on this episode, on JRNM episode, but I kind of kept it. So that same year when I was, heartbroken in this relationship, I sadly lost my mom. He sadly lost his dad in the same year. We were really going through a lot of loss. 10 years later, I was thinking about that same relationship. Found out my ex-boyfriend got engaged. Deep. Hurt me to my heart. Oh Lord, here come the tears. I'm not crying on this episode. I refuse. Ali, I refuse. I'm not doing it. But I saw that, y'all, and I was heartbroken. Slap in my face. Seen that, and I need to let this out. I need to let this go. I'm like, I can't do this no more. This was something that was holding on to me for a long time, and that was a 10-year period, y'all. I didn't even tell you how long this was. This was 10 years. So I was like, I gotta put Never Say Never on. This gotta get me out. I gotta get this out. So y'all, get to the tracks. I was in my feelings, so hurt, seeing this, and I was gonna get a ring too. I didn't tell y'all this, but I was supposed to get a ring too when I was young. But this is now in adult years. Listen to Tomorrow, y'all, and I had just let it out somewhat. When we got to a JRNM episode on R&B Reps, I let it out.
Baby.
I let it out. I didn't care. I was like, this got to get up out of me because I can't take this no more. I had to tell the truth, y'all, about how I felt. My ex-boyfriend, he broke my heart. He was my first love, my first heart. Like, what Brandy was going through with Wanye, I felt that shit back in 2007, 2017. So that 10-year period of feeling like hurt and lost and stuff like that, not knowing yourself, losing yourself, that really broke me. And I felt that when I heard Tomorrow, and I felt that pain, and I felt what she was going through. Oh, Lord, here's to come.
I'm sorry, I'm already there. I'm
like, I can't, I'm not crying on this episode, but I had to be free. I had to be free. Mm-hmm. And for me, I had to let that relationship go because that was a person that I didn't need in my life that really showed me how not to be like that. Mm-hmm. You're heartbroken, but you can't. I ain't going there. You don't want to be in no relationship where you're lied to and being mistreated, and you know it's not right. And then see him do somebody else and treat them better than what you gave them. That's the most heartbreaking feeling.
Yes.
So when I let Tomorrow out and I learned about Tomorrow, I said, this is the best song. Like Brandy said, I'm leaving you today. I have to go. And that was the best thing I could ever do for my life. And when I did, y'all, I got my master's, I got my career, and I changed my life.
Yes.
I tell people all the time. I don't want to cry. I tell people all the time, don't lose yourself in anybody. You be who you want to be in your life. What Brandy did for Never Say Never for my life changed it completely. I don't have no regrets at all. So I needed Never Say Never in 2017 to help me get out of that. And I wouldn't have gotten out of that, I wouldn't have got that. So Tomorrow is my favorite song off the album. It is the best song off the album. It helped me release all that pain, all that lost love. and I need to get back to me. So tomorrow is the best song off the album. Going back to my quotes. It's the best song off the album. It tells my story, my truth.
Yes.
That it helped me and saved my life. And I hope and I pray everybody, when they listen to Never Say Never, they listen to Tomorrow. It can help them save their life. And that's why I did my show, my episode.
Yeah.
So I went there. Obviously, I cried again, obviously.
Oh, God. Yes, girl. Oh, God.
Rodney, I want to give a thanks to Rodney, LaShawn, and Fred for that song. Because I thank them from the bottom of my heart for that. And Brandy, thank you for giving me life again to live life. And JR too. Because put that on everything, and it means a lot to us.
And you know what's so crazy about this whole thing?
But this is our truth. So.
You know what's so crazy about this whole thing? Is that a gospel song is in the middle of both of you and our songs.
Gordon.
I'm gonna force out somebody.
So,
oh my.
I'm done crying now because I don't want to cry no more. I
don't want to cry no more. God, I did not. Yeah.
So tomorrow is for me my number one song off this album.
Yeah.
I love it, and rest in peace to LaShawn Daniels, because that man's sin is forever missed in this album. Honestly.
Yeah.
And legacy too.
Yes.
But that's my spiel, that's my heart, that's my gut. So now y'all got the real deep details of Tomorrow and what the song.
Right.
But now, Gerald, we going to your favorite, or our favorite songs is at least talk about She Ain't Like It. But I do for you. So talk about it, Gerald.
Okay, Everything I Do for You. All right. I love that she ended the album with this. A lot of people don't know I love Bryan Adams. Love him. He is kind of like, what do they call somebody that, like, God, what's the name that they call somebody that you listen to, but people don't really know that you listen to them, and they will be surprised if you did?
What you talking about? Like, people that just be listening to people that you don't know about?
No, like, you know, people will be surprised by this person that you listen to. But I forgot the name, the name I'm looking for. Yeah. But I'm a fan of Bryan Adams. I love Bryan Adams. I'm a fan of him. I've been a fan of him since I was like 9 years old. So when I heard this song, and guilty pleasure, that's what it is. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. All right, so thank you, Kate. And when I heard it, I heard dun, 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 dun. I was like, no. And then look into my eyes, you will see what you mean to. And I was like, yo, she's doing Bryan Adams. I was like, oh shit. And I kind of lost my mind. And then Brandy just put some soul to it. You know what I'm saying? Because Bryan Adams he's rock. You know what I mean? So it was like, you know, when she did it, Brandy put some stank on it. You know what I mean? And this was a way for her to close the album. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I think Brandy was talking to herself. She's saying, everything I do for you. And I think she was talking to herself.
Yeah.
That I'm doing everything from me. I'm doing everything from me. You know what I mean? And that's how you gave us the gospel record with one voice, right? And it's like, I got one voice, one song. This is my gospel. This is me. Then I do Tomorrow, where I'm letting this guy know that hurt me to my heart. I just can't wait because tomorrow's too late. I'm out today. And then you get to Everything I do for you. But I think Brandy was singing to herself.
She was.
And that's how you close an album. It was like all that I done went through. Y'all done saw all the songs, Angel in the Skies, Learn the Hard Way, Top of the World, you know, Put That on Everything, all this kind of stuff. And now Brandy is like, I love me. I gotta love me first before I love anybody else.
Yeah.
And it's all right. I done went through all this, but I'm good. And that's why I love this record. And I love Bryan Adams because I'm a fan of him. So Brandy, it just worked for me. Closing this album, I was happy. I was able to sing it because I already knew it. You know what I mean? The other songs I didn't know. You know what I mean? I only knew The Boy Is Mine. But when I listened to the album for the first time and it got to everything I do for you, I was able to sing along because I knew the words already. So I love the record. I love it. I love it.
Me too. I loved it too. I love it because, like I said, this isn't like a crossover balance. Her soft rock, pop, and for me, like I said, and like we always say, this job, this is a pop R&B album, and a lot of people have really gave it that. Like they call Brandy's album the career-defining magnus opus. This really was her magnum opus.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For me, when I listen and look back at it at 15 and now at 33, the gap, the years, but now, John, at 8 to now 33, I truly understand what she was doing, going through at that time, and I feel it in her. And so, John, 25 years later, how do you feel about this album now?
I was listening to it today, and even though I was a little emotional because it was Desmond's birthday, and all of that, but I still feel the same way I felt 25 years ago when I heard this album. Nothing changes for me. No. That's why it's in my top 10 favorite albums of all time. It's number 6, actually. And it's just this album hits me to the core. Yeah. And back then I did not know why. I just felt her on it. I never went through anything yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't go through anything yet because it came out in 98, June of 98. I was actually turning 12. You know what I mean? So I was turning 12. So I just was feeling her emotion. I'm in my preteens. So I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling her on this. She's angry, but I'm an emotional head. So it got to me. But then after going through relationships and going through things and then, dealing with Desmond's death in 2010, it was just a lot. You know what I mean? And now I listen to the album and it feels the same way it felt when my mom got the cassette and she brought it home and I went and literally after we played it for everybody, because everybody had to hear it, I took it out and I put it in my Walkman and I sat on my grandma's couch and I just remember listening to it. And I feel the same way I felt then, I feel now. You know what I mean? Like, this album just means everything to me. I will forever celebrate. I don't give a damn if it's the 28th anniversary. I'm going to celebrate Never Say Never. For me, I will always, it's albums that I will always, because you can have again, this is the favorite and best thing, but this album is very important. This is an important album to culture, period. It's very important. Very important. Now, I'm forget it. We done been honest this whole shit. I'm gonna go there. Now, I know that everybody loves Full Moon, and that changed too. That did because this vocally, people was inspired by that. Oh yeah. But let me tell you something. One thing I would never deny vocally. I would never deny what Full Moon did vocally for everybody. Vocally, Brandy killed Full Moon vocally. Yeah. But as a body of work package, all of it, Never Say Never is it. And if you wouldn't have never gotten Never Say Never, baby, you wouldn't have never got Full Moon. Never. So never discount Never Say Never for Full Moon. You can love Full Moon all day long if you want to. And I respect it. That's your opinion. That's your favorite album. I get it. But don't you dare disrespect Never Say Never and act like this album don't have a big impact, don't got a big influence, don't got anything. You hear me? Because of Never Say Never, you wouldn't have never gotten what you gotten from Destiny's Child. You wouldn't have never got what you got from the Whitney Houston. You wouldn't have never got what you got from Kenny Lattimore. You wouldn't have never got what you got from Michael. You wouldn't have never got what you got for Tony. You wouldn't have never got that joint if you wouldn't have never got Never Say Never. So don't ever discredit what that album has done for culture and what it did for everything. It made Rodney who he is today. And what did Darian say? Without Brandy, would there be any Rodney? No. Now, he worked with other people because he worked with Mary and he worked with what you call it. But at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, he wouldn't have never got the exposure that he got if he would have never did never say never. And when you think of Rodney, who do you think of first?
Brandy Rihanna Norwood.
And when you think of Rodney and when you think of Brandy, what do you think of first? Exactly. So at the end of the day, y'all can love Full Moon and that's great. All that good stuff. I'm not down in that album because that album also changed. But at the end of the day, this thing right here, baby, is that girl. Period. Period.
And JR, I'm gonna add on to it, JR. Without Never Say Never, the music would have never changed. I'm telling y'all. I interviewed Gordon. I said, yeah. I told him, I said, y'all made the sound. And I love what he said too. He said back in the day, Never Say Never was something that you played in your car growing up, around the streets. Everybody had that album. Now, mind you, JR, he did a ballad, but he knew the impact of the sound that it did for the culture in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be real 100. Brandy, when this mug hit, Brandy became a cover girl. She did I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And
she wears Skechers.
Candy. Did movies back to back. That era, y'all, and I'm loving that you're talking about. That era was so freaking big and so huge, y'all. Huge. Brandy, we really want to be real. She was Queen Bee before Queen Bee. Brandy set that blueprint. I don't like this.
Let me tell you something. They got a picture at the Soul Train Awards. This is 1999? No, 1998. Good minute. When Brandy hosted the Soul Train Awards, and Destiny Child was like, we want to take a picture with Brandy, and they absolutely did. Because Brandy was the queen bee at that time. And if we're going to be completely honest, if Lauryn would have never came with Miss Education of Lauryn Hill, Brandy would have won Best R&B Album at the Grammys. She would have won a lot of those awards that Lauryn got.
But she did win the Billboard ones, and that was rightfully so.
Right. She did that. I mean, come on. You can't defeat The Boy Is Mine. I'm sorry, Lauryn. You might have had the bigger album, but you could not. That thing was not beating The Boy Is Mine. No.
And like I said, y'all, I'll say this again, she is the first teen idol to open the blueprint for your idols, like Britney, Christina. Brandy was that girl and still is that girl. Not was, she still is that girl.
That's why I say.
Because next year will be her 30th anniversary of her career.
That's why I said between 1998 and 2000, you had to be there. You had to be in it. You had to know that Brandy was that girl. She was in everything, music, TV. Moesha was doing numbers. The album was doing numbers. She was in movies with I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And technically, she did get the man because The Boy Is Mine. She got him in the movie, didn't she?
Okay, Mike, I was there. We all were.
We were there. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you had to be there. Like, you know what? I'm taking this back. Y'all know I give Thriller fever, right? I do. But my mother always tells me, you were not there. You were not there during that Thriller. It was massive. She said it was massive. And with this album, I get it. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't understand the impact of what this album did in the summer of 98. And mind you, Brandy was competing with hip-hop this time.
And for her to achieve all that as a brown-skinned girl, we probably
with braids.
With braids.
On pop radio.
Come on now, Tron. When I worked at Home Depot, they played all Brandy singles in their place. I was there.
We were there. Like, we were there. Like, that's what I want people to understand. You can have your favorite. Fine. Full Moon is your favorite. Great.
And I don't knock people that love.
I don't knock people either. At all. I don't knock it at all. But
they a lot of fans that don't give credit, and it's kind of weird to me. I'm like, no.
But won't you tell them what you found? And that Brandy kind of shut all of this down.
I'm gonna be real honest.
Yeah.
Brandy said this was her #1 album. She did. Full Moon was #2. She did.
Hello. Brandy was able to be an artist on this album. Can we, if we really want to talk about it, Full Moon, Brandy was vocally amazing. But was she really able to be an artist on Full Moon?
No.
Right. She was vocally a top notch.
Look at Mike. She said what she did. She said it. I wouldn't lie.
She said, "Never Say Never," Full Moon, and Aphrodisiac.
Those were her
top three.
Those were her
top three. Right
there. They said rank in order.
In order.
It said rank in order, and that's what she put Never Say Never.
Because Brandy got to tell her story on Never Say Never. She did. That was her story. That's a body of work. That's how you do it. Now you can pay attention to the vocals. I mean, come on. You see what she did put that on everything?
But she said in the interview, John, that she said she vocal produced on Never Say Never. I said, I'm not surprised.
Oh, yeah, she's on it. Yes, it says it on the line of notes. It does.
But people think it was Full Moon that she did more on. That's what it was. But look at
that was all LaShawn.
back to back. Look. Yeah.
Yeah, they classic. I'm not gonna say that. I'm never gonna diss Full Moon, but what I don't like is the Full Moon stands disrespects Never Say Never.
Yeah, they do.
Like it never happened. Like they act like that era didn't mean anything. And I'm like, no, you wasn't there. That's why. You don't know what this era meant for her. You know what I mean? Because honestly, everybody wants to have that Thriller moment, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
You want to have that Thriller moment. Every artist wants that moment. This was her Thriller moment.
Period.
Because by the time she got to Full Moon, out with the old, in with the new. She was no longer that girl anymore. Yeah. You had all the new girls coming in. That's why Full Moon didn't last chart-wise as it did. And Never Say Never lasted from 98 to 2000.
So they really did have some good some good ballad gems that I did love.
Yeah, it does.
They didn't promote it. Yeah, no.
I mean, she was pregnant too.
I'm in a Brandy hive like I am. I'm in that Brandy hive, so I'm like the sacrificial lamb, honey. Look.
Yeah, Chastity be hitting me, and I'm like, and the shit she be showing me, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
and to be honest, I don't think they like me, but that's not for me to say.
Speaking of, we missed one thing. This is how me and this thing met. Yep. This is how we connected during the 20th anniversary of Never Say Never.
5 years ago.
Because like I told y'all, I will celebrate every year of this album. Because this album means too much to me. Y'all saw how emotional I got on this. This album means so much to me. I will always celebrate it. And I remember one day, it was early in the morning. That's why Chastity be up early like me. We're early birds. And I remember posting for the 20th because I did a whole video about it. Like I did a 20th anniversary video. I was sitting right here and I had my desk here and I was sitting here and I was like, all right, I'm going to post when Brandy starts talking about from the ultrasound interview. And I remember putting it up. And I remember, what was your name on Facebook first?
No, it was Instagram. I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay. It was something. And she was like, oh my God, I never saw this.
She ain't gonna do it. That's why we don't care. Because at the end of the day, we gonna do it. But I think it's gonna disappoint the Full Moon fans, but I don't care.
Whatever. So I remember I put it up and Chastity liked it. And she was like, oh my God, you really like Never Say Never. And we was going back and forth. And I was like, oh my God, I love this album. And me and I was going back and forth. And we lost touch. Mm-hmm. We lost touch. But God is a good God. Ain't he though? He is a good God. He brought this girl back into my life. And we have been tight ever since. And it's crazy that we connected over her favorite artist over our favorite album from her. Mm-hmm. And 5 years later, we're doing this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the whole thing. How people just come into your life and this girl, like, oh my God, me and her, man, this live and live period compared to the phone conversations, y'all don't want to hear those.
but no, honestly, no, okay, it's not that. The thing about it is people have to find their own way. And like I said, for us, the fans that love Never Say Never, we're gonna celebrate it because for a lot of us that changed our lives, we need Never to get us out through what we had through in our darkest times. So, it's a dark album to her. That dark album became a light to me. And I need so, like I said, it is what it is. I have fun. I enjoy. I celebrate. And like Joe said, I celebrate them mug every year till it ain't out here no more.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm really proud that we really honored Never Say Never the way we did, bro. But do you have anything last? Well, Joe, I can say this. If you had to describe one word about Brandy's Never Say Never album, what word do you have
to describe? Righteous. For me, anyway, it's righteous for me. And y'all see why. You know what I'm saying? Because of what this album did for me and Desmond. And for it to be, it came out on his birthday, means his spirit is always his righteous spirit. Because Desmond was a righteous dude. Like,
come on, incredible.
Incredible. Yeah, I like that. I never really seen him mad at anybody. He, even when people did him dirty, he still loved on them.
Yeah.
I ain't got that spirit yet. I ain't got that spirit yet. But he just had the righteous spirit. And this album to me was righteous. And it's because of him. And now I can listen to this album and think about good times with him and think about something that Brandy, she put her heart on her sleeve and just let it all hang out and didn't really care. You know what I mean? This is Brandy's My Life. Hello?
I've been saying that all day this morning. Look.
You did, and did, and did, and did. I caught it when you called me, and I was like, oh, she think I ain't catch it, but okay.
I thought you did. But I have two words for this album.
Okay.
Self-love.
Wow. Okay.
Self-love. I would not be who I am today without this album. Self-love. It means so much to me about being heartbroken but being happy with yourself. Always have people come and go in your life, but at the end of the day, you mean more than anybody else, and that's why it's self-love to me. So,
come on, somebody.
I'm happy. Like, look, happy 25th anniversary to look. Brandy's mic was on. Yeah, it was on. It's always been on.
Always. But I don't know what these new girls is doing, but Brandy's mic is on.
Oh, it's always on. But bro, I'm so happy that the 25th anniversary we got to celebrate this album. So happy 25 years. I can't believe it's been 25 years. It feels like
either.
It feels crazy because I'm like, I was 8 when this album dropped. Wasn't 9 yet, but I was 8 and now I'm 33. So that life happened to me very beautifully. It was a lot of mountains, highs and lows, peaks and valleys, but it made me who I am.
Yes. I just have to say for this whole life, sis, I want to thank you for doing this. Because for me, I would have just put up my post with Desmond and I just would have went on about my day.
Yeah.
But for you to do this, and when you asked me, yo, we gonna do a 25 anniversary, I said absolutely. Because I think I was able to be the most vulnerable I've ever been. And I think Desmond is like, bruh, you doing this for us. You're doing this for us. And today was a release for me. I'd never release like that. Yeah. Even when he passed. You know what I mean? I cried. You know what I mean? But I never really released it. Then I had to speak at his funeral because my grandma said, you're going to speak. I said, oh. I said, oh, okay. And it was and speaking at his funeral was the hardest thing I could have done. But I had people laughing. You know what I mean? Like I had people laughing and it was great, but I never really got a release like I wanted to. Yeah. You know what I mean? And today, it like I told Sin, Shout out to my brother Sin, our brother Sin. Yes. I told him today was one. It was bittersweet because this album means so much to me. But then today he would have been 45 today. He would have been 45 today, and he probably would have been having a party or something, and he would have been like, I'd have been like, because Chastity, I think you would have still been in my life, period. And I think you would have been like, we're doing a 25 anniversary. I'd be like, okay, we're doing it. And Desmond would have been like, well, you need to hurry up and do it because you know I'm gonna have a birthday party. I'm be like, you want Chastity to cuss me out? No. Are you crazy? But no, I think again, I was able to kind of really be so vulnerable. And y'all know I'm emotional as hell. Anybody that knows me know I'm very emotional. But for me to get this out today and be very vulnerable and tell a lot of my truth as well, even though my truth is already out there, to be honest, but to really be vulnerable and say what it is, and I'm representing for me and Desmond. I want to thank you for doing this, and I want to thank everybody that was in here, because me and Sis done gave y'all, we done cried, we done laughed, we done bugged out, you know what I mean? But y'all let us be vulnerable. There was no judgment. There was no nothing. Yeah. And y'all rock with us, and I really, really appreciate it. If I have to say, this was absolutely my favorite live. My favorite live. Favorite, because y'all saw all the emotion out of all of us, and it was just great. It was just great. And it says, you know, I love you to death. Like, I love you to death. So, you know, this is nothing for us, because me and you done been on the phone and then had private shits and all this. But for them to see a little bit of what we do on the phone, and this was great. This was great. And to talk about an album that I love so much, and for 25 years later, you know what I mean?
Always
25 years later, I'm still going in about this album as much as I did before. This is great. This is great. So I appreciate all y'all. Love all y'all. This was such an amazing live, man. So much release, self-love. Y'all, you know, this is Pride Month. Listen, y'all, show love to your gays. Please, please. It's not easy out this mug. This is not easy out here. And it's crazy because Brandy brought this album out Pride Month, Desmond's birthday, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, this is a beautiful thing. So happy Pride to everybody. This was amazing, sis. I love you. I thank you for doing this, because ain't nobody going to have a live like we did ours. Come on, somebody.
But I do want to give one last shout out to Rodney Jerkins.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to LaShawn Daniels. We miss him so much. Tahiti. I can't say his name. Lord, it's gonna wrong me. Tracy Hill. Nicolia Truman.
Yes.
Isaac Phillips.
Come on.
David Foster. Diane Warren.
Mm-hmm.
Harvey Mason Jr.
Yeah.
Brian Adams. You know he was the cover.
Yeah.
They are. This is some more people. I feel like it.
No, you said Tracy already.
I did.
You said
Nicolia Truman, black girl.
You already done said LaShawn Fred.
Yes.
Harvey Mason. Mark Nelson.
Oh, Shelly Pikin, Guy Rose.
Shelly Pikin, yes. Yeah, Guy Ritchie.
Everybody that was a part of this body of work. That is really
yes, absolutely.
And we have to thank the vocal Bible herself, Brandy.
Miss Brandy Norwood, yes, girl, you did this, girl. You and your pretty braids, girl, yes.
I'm so proud. I'm so happy. I love this album from the bottom of my heart. I'm so happy, y'all. We did this live. This meant the world to me. I'm so happy, and y'all finally got to hear my truth, the honest truth. And I'm happy I got to release it.
I know she couldn't even tell us that on R&B Rap. She gave it to y'all. That's cute.
Y'all got the tidbit, but y'all got the whole spill this year for the
Yes.
Hey, we about to end the live. Now we done. So
yeah, girl, where you been?
They already have the original album club has one on Clubhouse. They are celebrating right now the 25th anniversary of Never.
Oh, they are.
Yes, they are. I'm about to go in there right now. But they about to celebrate, but the 25th anniversary of Never Say Never. But y'all just play the album, spin it, enjoy it. And like I said, y'all, this album is diamond, honey. This is a diamond album. And I got my entire life. So
hello, come on, somebody.
All right, y'all, we are done with our beautiful 25th anniversary of Brandy's sophomore album with my friend, y'all, that I love so much through the bottom of my heart.
Yes.
Album, the magnum opus album, Never Say Never. All right, y'all be blessed. Bye.
Bye.